Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Unfortunately, the dog camera battery died. The plug came out, so maybe later in the show we can bring up the dog camera. Who the hell knows? Well, how's everybody doing? Yep. Yeah, it's the GHI beanie, guys. You can buy them. All right. So did all of you guys have a chance to go listen to the juror on the Murder Sheets podcast that they had? I know some people don't like Murder Sheet, just like people don't like me. But at least the juror went over there. Yeah, and you guys maybe just watched the interview I did with Lieutenant Jerry Holman. It's so amazing when people sit around and go, oh, he's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar. And I don't know, man. You know, I have known him like, for almost the entire time, I guess like 6 years, 6 of the years anyways. But I don't know him like, people think he and I are buddies and he feeds me information. And the thing is I actually know that's false, okay, because I'm me, But the people who believe that won't believe me either because it doesn't support their narrative and their story that they want to tell. He's never shared any sensitive or any information at all regarding the case. One time he told me that they can't find a link between, Keegan Kline and, Richard Allen. And so that was it. I mean, is that meaningful? No, it just means that, we're sitting there spinning. I think that there might be a connection between Keegan Kline. I thought that was interesting in his, hey, thanks, Pink Diamond. And yes, you too can help support the channel like Pink Diamond up there. Let's see, what do we got? Did we do we didn't do a goal. Let's see, what do we got today? We'll do there, and then extra hour. All right. There we go. There's a goal. I haven't listened to it. We'll be able to keep up with this live if I haven't listened. Probably. I don't know. I mean, I guess that'd be a decision you have to make. I don't know. It doesn't, I'm going to say what you're... Still need to go listen to the interview with the juror. Well, what the juror said was, like early on really the second part's the only part that's interesting. The first part is just kind of daily process stuff. I just found, for me, that's not what I'm interested in. I think you just go you just type the word coffee. Yeah, there it is. See, if you just type the word coffee and it shows up in the chat there. So anyways, it said, jury decided to throw out Sarah Carbaugh as a witness. And how many times did I tell you guys that? So for those that watch my channel, how many times did I go through the entire timeline and go, and I don't even care about Sarah Carbaugh. Even if they throw it out, it doesn't make any difference at all. How many times have I told you that? I mean, for the people that watch this channel, you'd actually have heard that probably 50 times. Okay, just over and over and over again. All right, and it's because you can easily see somebody going, I don't know if I believe her story. And it's always something I would just leave out. You know, when I go through the timeline is what I've told everybody from the beginning. Do you guys remember when the probable cause came out and we meticulously went through it, and then I eventually put it all down into an animation, and that's when I made a video like over a year ago that said, Richard Allen is bridge guy. Okay? Because that's all that matters in this case, is the timeline. Now, the defense tried to use smoke and mirrors and talk about this and that. They never were able to affect that timeline. And the timeline is the key to the entire case. But, Julia, I think you'll just go through the notes that I took. You might listen to it later and find something more interesting, I guess. CR gifted a membership. Yeah, tonight's a night where I'm not raising money for a, last night we gave $500 to the Red Cross for the people down in California, and tonight's a night where it's just a regular night where I'm looking for the support from the people watching the show to, make an income, and then at the end of the month I donate a lot of money as well. All right, so if you have the ability to help support the channel, that'd be great. Now, some people hate when I say that because, they don't like considering giving support to a channel or something. I don't know what it is that makes them upset about it, because that's the only way people like me, when we do our live streams, make an income, is if people like you are supporting the channel. The ad revenue on these streams is like $5. It's ridiculous, okay? So that's it. All right, so we've got Oberg, and the science of the bullet was discounted. Can you believe that? So look at you guys. And again, how many times did I tell you guys the timeline story, and I would forget to even mention the bullet? And then somebody in the chat would go, oh, and the bullet too, Gray. And I go, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. It's nice to have. The bullet to me wasn't even important. I mean, it was important, like, okay, great, that now it places him at the actual crime scene. But you don't need that. You don't need that piece of information. It does have a ball on the top. It's right there. Yeah, it does have a ball on the top. Hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. At least one of you heard what I said. Thank you very much. And they were skeptical on the bullet. This girl, anyways. She was skeptical of the bullet, and she didn't use it. And I don't think other people used it either, but at least some of them didn't even use it. And then she said the jury made a timeline. They sat down. They put, they got a big map out and put everything on there. So that's exactly what I've been doing. See, the probable cause document, when people would say, oh, it's just, it's just sort of a likelihood. I looked at it. Remember how many times I would tell you guys that probable cause document is like incredibly damning. I would vote guilty going over the timeline that was in the probable cause document. And the thing is it didn't really change at all. That same information was the key to the case. Hey, thanks, Dickie D. Hey, thanks. Yeah. Some of the freaks helped out on some of the... We had a show where we went over and tried to do some questions. I think a couple of them came from the freaks. A lot of them are just what I'm thinking when I'm talking to them. Let's see. And they marked gifted membership. All right. Okay, and then it said if they questioned it, they would remove it. So if they questioned something, like, I'm not sure about that, in the timeline, they would remove it. Like Sarah Carbaugh, they removed her. All these different things they removed from the timeline. And they used a big map image and put all the timeline information on the map. They took several votes. Did not vote the first day, however. On the second day, they voted, and it was 9-3 guilty and 3 undecided. I mean, this is like a blowout, you guys. Okay, undecided doesn't mean at the time they're thinking not guilty. They're like, they would vote not guilty. They're just like, I'm not sure yet. Okay, so there was 9 guilty and then 3 undecided. Then the foreman apparently split them up into groups of 3, so there was 4 groups of 3. And then they went through one group went through the confessions, another went through the phone calls, the other one confessions to Walla and Martin, and I couldn't tell what the 4th group was made up of. They went through all the confessions on Friday, discussed things and opinions, etc. After watching all the videos, they voted again, and it went 8-4. So after watching the videos, and it went 8-4. Still the same thing, 8 guilty and 4 undecided. What do I know and so the conspiracy theory wackos, they're going to think that those 4, they were all convinced. They would have voted not guilty because they had reasonable doubt. That's why there was 4, and then they got convinced away. And that's not the way it worked, however. She said, what do I know for a fact and what are things that I believe? So she went with the factual things, and then things that she believed she just discounted because those weren't facts. She didn't put weight to the confessions at all. This one witness who was one of the people that was, I don't know what you call it, undecided. She said that she didn't put any weight into the confessions other than the van portion. I think that's ludicrous, really. I mean, what do you mean? Those other ones when he was just mellowly talking, calmly telling his wife, you're actually going to believe that those are... And then she did say it was kind of ludicrous for them to even consider that all of those confessions were under psychosis, Anyways, Allie Cake. Hey, thank you, Allie Cake and Rebecca Noland. All right, look at that. We're at 3 out of 20. 3 out of 20. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta turn on the... I guess this one doesn't really have the coffee on it. Oh, there it is. Right there. I don't know what is that the... I don't know. Hey, there we go. Susie Clue. Just sent in a coffee. Thank you. And then, so here's what it came down to for her. Check it out. This is going to sound really familiar to you guys. Riley Voorhees saw Richard Allen, and Richard Allen saw Riley Voorhees. Richard Allen said he was there at the time window and said what he was wearing, and it's the same as the bridge guy. Richard Allen is bridge guy, and nobody disagreed that Richard Allen was bridge guy. Things that Richard Allen reported himself got her closer to him being guilty. Right. So you see what I'm saying, you guys? What do you mean? What do you mean? Who's Riley? It's Rayleigh, Railly. Voorhees. You remember in the trial, one of the 3 girls. Rayleigh Voorhees. Well, he admitted he did it like 60 times. Nobody wanted to believe him, so then he started trusting his supporters, and then now he's in a place where She was one of the 3 witnesses, right? So that's it right there. I mean, isn't that amazing, you guys? Because that's exactly what I've shown you 1,000 times. So if there's people out here that are like, okay, let's see what gray. Okay, this is what I've said to everybody for 2 years. Okay? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it again, you guys. Here we go. All right. See right down here. These are the 3 girls. You know, Riley or Rayleigh, whatever, and Bree, etc. And they were already over here at 12:15, and then walked this way, and that's 12:43 over here. Then they walked back like that direction later, so they never saw a bridge guy there. So that basically clears the area of bridge guy in his secondary story when he said he got there at 12 and left at 1:30. He lied. Okay, so why did he lie about that? And we know he lied because he said he saw 3 girls, and one of them, apparently Rayleigh's testimony and Richard Allen's testimony matched up. Because remember, one had he said it looked like one was like an older sister and so forth. So anyways, these 3 girls, they were at the bridge at 12:43. Now watch, I have them moving. They're walking this way. They pass the little trail there that goes where you park by the Mears property. And then they make their way to a bench area where a photograph was taken at 1:26. And then just a minute later, Richard Allen, a vehicle matching Richard Allen's black Ford Focus, drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store. Just like Richard Allen said, because he told Dan Doolin that he got there at 1:30 and he left around 3:30. Then he parks at the abandoned CPS building. And then he said he walked to the Freedom Bridge, and then just after going over the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 girls. Okay? Now those 3 girls then, they're just hanging out, kind of chilling out, not really walking quickly. And eventually they make their way across the Freedom Bridge and then the old State Road 25 bridge, and then there goes Betsy Blair underneath it and looks up in the air and sees those 4 girls up there. Now, there's just 3 here because that's all I used there were for witnesses, okay? So anyways, let's go back here. So Richard Allen passes those girls, and he said he walked right to the bridge. It takes 11 minutes. So likely he passes the girls around 1:33, gets to the start of the bridge way over there at 1:44. That's a quick walk, too. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Alley cake. What do you mean? Oh, I can see the coffees on my little tiny screen on me. What are you guys talking about? Why are you interrupting what we're doing here? I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, what about them? They're right over here. I see them. We got one from Anonymous, Toxic Tink. It's just Bella, Gina, and Susie Clue. Is that what you're saying, or? I don't know what you guys are. It doesn't show up in the count up there because that doesn't connect to YouTube. That's a YouTube goal thing up there. Is that what you're saying? My God, come on, you guys. Okay, they can't see him on the screen. Okay, so I guess I can go to like this one and then go to this one. All right, so I could use this one, I guess, and then instead of using the, how about that? I think it might work on this one. No, you could see it on the little picture of me, Paulette. It wasn't just me. Yeah, but I just made this, I didn't want to use this one because now you can't see everything because my head's on there. I mean, I guess I could put myself down here. All right, try it again. Let's see if one pops up on there. But anyways, if you guys can support the channel, I'd appreciate it. We're just really having a really slow month. And I need to sort of pick the pace up a little bit. Okay, so if we go back over here, let me just start over again. Hey, thanks, Sandy Shirley and Vicky Kennedy. All right. All right, so that got us up to 4 up at the top. Could be 5, but... All right, look. The 3 girls, they go to the bench. Then a minute later, the black Ford Focus drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store. Then Richard Allen gets out. He passes the 3 girls. And then Richard Allen makes it to the bridge at about 1:44. Now look at, there's Betsy Blair. Just as Richard Allen's making it to the bridge, she's driving over here, you know, like, so, I mean, in this, I'm just saying the time frame is about 1:44. And then Betsy Blair drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store, parks, and then she gets out of her vehicle and walks straight to the Monon High Bridge as Kelsey drives by and drops off Abby and Libby, and her car drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store at 1:49. Now, a lot of psychos out there actually think Kelsey is somehow the killer and got out of her car. I mean, these people are lunatics. Hey, thanks. A blank slate. All right, so there goes Betsy Blair in yellow, and she's heading to the bridge. And Richard Allen would have had no time to get out of the area before Betsy Blair got there. He said himself he was standing on platform 1. Okay, then Betsy Blair got there and made it her way to the, she said she was 50 feet from Richard Allen, or the bridge guy, but she was actually 111, 110 feet away because she turned around at the barricade. Okay, so that might be why her remembering is a little bit different. So she gets here and then turns around after seeing, she probably would have gone to the bridge, I bet, but she turned around at the barricade when she saw that there was a guy there. Then she turns around, and then on the way back, halfway between the bridge and the parking area, she passes Abby and Libby. Therefore, Abby and Libby have to run into bridge guy, which is Richard Allen, right after that. And then Betsy Blair walks all the way over the Freedom Bridge on this 3rd loop of the day that she did. Remember how she went to the library, went to the bathroom, and then she came back to finish her 3rd loop? Her loops are, this is what her loop normally is. She would go to the Freedom Bridge, Monon High Bridge, and then go up here and then go down this trail part way, then back up and then make her way to the Freedom Bridge and then back this way to her car and then leave. All right, this time, though, she didn't go down that 505 trail and just went straight to the Freedom Bridge, which is amazing. See how I have this animation? I did this animation before that was her version of the story. So in some way I got lucky because she didn't go down the 505. She just went to the Freedom Bridge and effectively is clearing the area of Richard Allen. Goes back this way, goes to her car, and when she's right there, she can see to here. Still didn't see Richard Allen. That's because Richard Allen at this point is, if you watch the circles down here, is taking the girls across. He's catching up to the girls on the other side of the bridge, and according to Holman, the video has Abby blocking the bridge guy, and the video is kind of upside down and sideways, you know, with her phone and everything. And then there was only like 2 seconds. I wish I had asked him to describe the video. You know, I mean, we've heard it many times by different people, but you know, he's probably watched it 1,000 times, probably hasn't memorized. I should have asked him about that. Right, Julia? All right. So anyways, right in this spot, he would have seen Richard Allen if he'd left, but he didn't. And he took the girls and he took them down here. Now, I thought this area back here was where he took them, and I even thought at trial they sort of said that, but Holman was saying he thought it was down here below the bridge. So whatever it is, I mean, it just doesn't really matter. It's down here, and that's when a white van drove by. But we didn't know anything about the white van or anything like that when I would tell this story. Okay? But look. So right here, Richard Allen says he sees these 3 girls, and those 3 girls saw him. They have slightly different descriptions, but each one of them said the person in Libby's video was the person they saw. Okay? Now, Richard Allen says he saw those 3. So we know that this blue sphere, hey, thanks, Hart. We know the blue sphere right there is Richard Allen. Is there anybody out there who doesn't think that that sphere is Richard Allen, even though he said he saw the girls, he said he saw 3 of the 4, and those girls saw him. All right, so at that point, you have to realize that that is Richard Allen right there. He said he got there at 1:30. It matches exactly what he said. If he got there at noon, he would have had to have seen a different set of 3 girls that in the exact same spot even. And then he walks his way to the bridge and he doesn't see Rayleigh or any of them that whole time. Okay? So look at everybody in here. Is there anybody in here that doesn't think that that is Richard Allen right there? I need somebody that, if you think that isn't him. I don't know if any trolls. I haven't seen anybody's comment. I don't care if you hate me or not. I've been telling you this for a long time, but idiots like yourself, troll, you don't understand it. That's why I'm saying right now that it came down to the juries exactly what I've been telling you for 2 years. Okay? The exact same thing. So if everybody right now, and this is what they said, she said, is Rayleigh saw him and he saw them. Right? Then he says after he saw the girls, he walked to the bridge. Right? That's the exact order. There was no pausing. There was no other thing. He passed the girls and he walked to the bridge. Takes 11 minutes. That would put him there about 1:44. Then Betsy Blair parks her car and gets out. And Richard Allen, because this is Richard Allen right here, standing on platform 1, exactly where he said he was standing, he could not have sprinted past Betsy Blair. And why would he do that? And you don't look at fish for 8 seconds. Okay, you get there, you look around. So he gets there, and there's he'd have to sprint to get past Betsy Blair because it takes 6 minutes to walk fast to here. He'd have to sprint in 3 minutes to get over into this area where she somehow didn't see him when she came on. Then Betsy Blair comes down and sees him, turns around, and then passes Abby and Libby, effectively locking Richard Allen into the spot right here, knowing that Abby and Libby are therefore going to run into that person. And the person they're running into is Richard Allen, who they all identified as looking exactly like the person in Libby's video. All right? And there you go. Then that person goes back and forth, clears the area, Betsy Blair does, and nobody sees Richard Allen again. And Richard Allen, for some reason, he didn't see Bridge Guy either. It's weird. He was there the whole time. And you know why? Because he didn't have a mirror in his pocket. And then he took him across, killed him over here, and then eventually he came up. He left somehow. I don't know how he got out of there. I also myself discount Sarah Carbaugh's her witnessing every single time I tell the story. And I almost forgot to say it again, and I didn't even mention the bullet. Why does the bullet matter to a soul? Okay, it doesn't. What matters is Richard Allen Bridge Guy? Yes, the defense focused all on the wrong things in the case. Okay, they focus on the bullet, the van, I mean, the van was an important element of this person with of all the confessions, that's the one. All right. However, they already knew it was Bridge Guy without the van, you see? So what's going on in chat, you guys? Anyway, thanks so much to, I think it was, one of them just says anonymous. Don't know who that is. And then Toxic Tink, It's Just Bella, Gina Powell, and Susie Clue. Try another one. See if it pops up on the screen. I don't know if now I think my face is in the way. Maybe if I make my face really small over in this corner. Down here. You guys don't like my face anyway. Oh, look at that. Hey, there's one there. Lisa Valenzuela. Yeah. Right. So this is what I'm saying, you guys. If you were somebody watching my channel this entire time, you would have known without a doubt, that Richard Allen was bridge guy going into the trial. Okay, it wasn't confusing. It wasn't like, oh wow. It just got worse for him. The testimony in trial even made it more obvious. The different wording, etc. You like the poof ball hat? Awesome. It's right there. See the little red thing right there? It's up there. It's right there on the top. Yeah. It's a guy's hat, though, okay? Come on. Yeah. It is a hat. It's all right. So here's the thing, you guys. I think a lot of the appeal stuff would have been based on the bullet, right? They would have had an appeal based on the bullet. They might have had an appeal on Sarah Carbaugh. But it turns out that shit wasn't even used. It's just the timeline stuff. And there's no out for those guys. They don't have... Did you notice that they're just trying to use smoke and mirrors to create some illusion that there was something else. Oh, how do you know that wasn't Richard Allen's black Ford Focus? He didn't say he came in from that direction. They never spent any time trying to... yes, the descriptions, like when wearing... I don't know if you guys would be interested. Maybe we should go look at that again or something. Hold on a second. Let's try to find that. And by the way, what did you guys think of the interview? Did you like it? I mean, there's other stuff I would ask, but I didn't want to keep asking Keegan Klein stuff over and over and over and over again. I don't think. You are needed on this platform. I didn't follow Delphi until before the trial. You illustrated it so well. I know I'm needed. It's unfortunate, though, that the conspiracy people, they get all the crowds and all the support, and, it's just really disheartening. But other than that, yeah, it was kind of fun talking to him. Just over the years, I think he was investigating. There was some information that I got. There was another source out there at one time. I don't know if you guys remember. Remember when I said that the source told me that the killer was there for at least 20 minutes of the time that Derek got there, and he wanted to know where that came from. Yeah, he was trying to squash the leaks, actually, any of the information that was getting out there randomly. And then also during the investigation into the image that was released, just a real short call there, and then just like a text over the over the year, just text here, text there. So the thing is he's just like he is when you see him on TV. He's a cool guy. So it felt like I was talking to somebody I knew. But I really rarely even, I didn't know him very well at all, but when I'm talking to him, it felt comfortable, like he seems like he has a good sense of humor. And you remember that little thing went off? It was like a little quacky little, hey, thanks, Allie Cake. Appreciate it. I don't know, some weird voice came on. I was like, what the hell is that? And he was laughing. We talked before, he said he went, when he was in Florida, he caught the fish that he said was really red. And I was like, you mean a redfish? Because that's the name of there's these fish over there called redfish that people fish for. I was wondering if that was it. But so my interview style is different than other people. It's just like I just want to try to have like a conversation, and then ask a certain random question out of the blue, and then back to something and moving around. Yeah, I thought it was a parrot. Oh, I thought he had a parrot in the background. Let's see, where's that really big one? That huge document? Oh, there it is, the combo file. That's the one. Well, thanks, Pink Diamond. I mean, some people don't like them. Sometimes I stumble around. Like, I have the uncut version for members only, where we're just, there's just other stuff. It's not a lot extra or anything like that. Me rambling on about how I stabilized images. I didn't think anybody would be interested in that. I don't know if you guys remember, if you watched this channel during the Trump assassination attempts, or the first one, a lot of that body camera footage, that's not stable, the way the person's walking around, So I actually hand stabilized frame by frame. There's 30 frames a second. And the way I did it was pretty crazy. I literally, on the screen, pretend that's my computer screen, I drew an L. Like, let's say, see that little dog picture of blue in the background that Carolina T made? So if I went like this, I drew, let's see if I can put my finger up there, and I went down, and then right there, made a little angle on my monitor itself. Like literally this little tiny corner. And then as the camera's walking, each frame, I move each frame for that angle part of the building to be right in that corner, rotate it, boom, then do the next frame, and then it all stays right in a really smooth, spot. So when you play it later, it's all right in the same spot. I did that also with the secondary camera from the, let's see, like when that guy came out of the building and it was from the other side, and we saw the actual guy that shot up at the roof but missed, and then, that one. It is a ton of work. It takes hours, but when it's done, it's totally worth it. It's like, damn, look at that. So I would have loved to do that. It'd be 43 seconds times 30, so it'd be, over 1,200 frames, 1,290 it sounds like. 1,290 frames that you'd have to hand animate, and I would love to do that. I would have done that with absolute glee. Hey, Amber, what's up? There. All right, so let's see. This is that one document that we would go over. It says, through the investigation, there were interviews done, 3 of the 4 girls that were on the trails that day. The girls observed a male on the trails on February 13th that matched the description of the male in the video recorded by Liberty German. See that? The 3 girls, identified as Rayleigh Voorhees, Bree Wilbur, and Anna Spath, encountered this male near a bench east of the Freedom Bridge. It was actually, they were at the bench and then they walked out. The girls were on the trail and were walking towards the Freedom Bridge to go home. The male they encountered was walking from the Freedom Bridge towards the Monon High Bridge. One of the 3 girls, identified as Anna Spath, described the male as an older man walking on the trails as they were leaving, and she described him as kind of creepy. In a text from Anna to Kyla, it's just some other person, Anne described the man as wearing like blue jeans and like really light blue jackets. It's the opposite, right? His hair was gray, maybe a little brown, and he did not really show his face. Investigator Steve Mullen and Brent Ingram interviewed Anna, and she described the male as wearing a blue jacket and light blue faded blue jeans. See, they're all consistent though, right? There wasn't 3 hobgoblins running around and they all described him differently. It was one person there, and Richard Allen admits to seeing those same people. They just didn't know they had to remember exactly what somebody was wearing. They're close though, right? The blue jeans and the jacket and so forth. But we know that they saw him. And he saw them. He admits it. What do you mean? I think Ray impressed the lad you got to share with him all your knowledge, guy in the interview, with how much he knew about the case. Well, he's like the lead guy. Yeah. Yeah, so then then the jacket was a canvas duck type jacket. Rayleigh Voorhees was also in the group of 4 girls, and she said hi to the man, but he just glared at them. She recalled him being in an all black and had something covering his mouth. See, he actually had and that's something that, there's this guy that was on Facebook, and he interviewed, I believe, one of these girls right here, and he had all of this absolutely dialed in, that he was wearing a mask. He said, that girl actually said he was a pretty short guy, like 5'6", and went, and this is years ago. Doug Rice was his name, who got this information. It's crazy. Anyways, the jacket was a canvas duck type jacket. Rayleigh Voorhees was also in the group of 4 girls, and said that she said hi to the man, but he just glared at them. She recalled him being in all black and had something covering his mouth. Rayleigh recalled telling her sister that someone was in a grumpy mood. She went on to describe him as not very tall and a bigger build. She said that he was not bigger than 5'10". So he wasn't, right? He wasn't bigger than 5'10". Rayleigh went on to say in an interview that he was wearing a black hoodie, black jeans, and black boots. She said that he had his hands in his pocket. An interview was conducted in 2020 of Bree Wilbur. She was able to show investigators a picture that she took on her phone of the Monon High Bridge with a timestamp of 12:43. So that's one of those things like, why didn't you guys already have that image? Because she could have easily deleted that. That's such an incredibly important image, really. Hey, thanks, Dre. I mean, that image right there, 12:43, and the 1:46 image at the bench is crucial. Bree stated after she took the picture at the bench, they started walking back towards the Freedom Bridge. Bree stated that when they walked past the man who matched the description of the individual in the picture, Detective Liggett believes the picture that she is referring to is a picture law enforcement released of the man on the bridge. Well, that's exactly what it was. Bree described the man as wearing a blue or black windbreaker jacket. She stated the jacket had a collar and he had his hood up, but the clothing underneath, had a hood up from the clothing underneath the jacket. Bree advised he was wearing baggy jeans and was taller than her. So that part isn't accurate. Like, he isn't taller than her. But see, that's just what happens when you're trying to remember something. There's these little studies they have on the internet where, there's this, one of them is really interesting. I think Fig Solve sent it to me, where there's this teacher teaching a class, and this person comes into the class during the class, steals a briefcase, and then exits the room. And then a couple minutes later, they asked, well, what was he wearing? And nobody, it was just, it was so ludicrous how off everybody was. They weren't even close. It wasn't even close. So the key is, in this case, they have consistent descriptions. The blue jeans, all black, whatever. He's got a dark jacket, jeans on. That's just what they remember. But they all just saw one person. And the person they saw, when they saw the image of Bridge Guy, were like, oh yeah, yep, that's exactly who we saw. All right. Richard Allen admits to seeing those 3 girls because he's the person that they're describing. Right at that exact moment in time, he passed them, and he admits to passing them. They saw him, etc. I mean, you guys, I hope everybody just gets it. That's why it was so damning. There's just one guy, and he saw them and they saw him. And then after that, he goes right to the Monenhigh Bridge, he said, to look at fish. And just moments after he gets to the bridge, like 3 or 4 minutes later, that's when, well, not 4 minutes later, like 5 minutes later, 6 minutes later is when Betsy Blair arrives at the barricade. But for 6 of those minutes, she's walking down the trail and never saw Richard Allen because he was standing still on platform 1, exactly where he said he would be standing. And here's the tip narrative right here. As the girls left, they crossed the Freedom Bridge and the railroad bridge over Old State Road 25. An individual by the name of Betsy Blair was returning to the trails to finish her walk. Betsy Blair is seen on video at Hoosier Harvest Store on 300 North, traveling eastbound on the trailhead to park at 14620. Yeah, so that's when she's seen. Blair saw the girls walking above as she went under the Old State Road 25. On September 21st, 2022, Detective Liggett was provided a tip narrative from Orion to review. It was from DNR Lieutenant Dan Doolin. The narrative was as follows. Mr. Allen was on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. He parked at the old Farm Bureau building, which is, there isn't a Farm Bureau building there. It's the CPS building's the only building that he could just park at because it was abandoned. And he even pointed to that building on a map. While at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females. He noted one was taller and had brown or black hair. He did not remember a description, nor did he speak with them. He walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge. He did not see anybody, although he stated he was watching a stock ticker. Right, he didn't see anybody. Oh, he's just looking at his stocks when Abby and Libby walked by. What a load of crap, okay? And here's the Betsy Blair. So Betsy Blair, at 146, she parks at the trailhead entrance across from the Mears residence. In her interview, she says there are no other cars at the trailhead entrance at the time. She walked to the Monenhigh Bridge and a male matching the male from Liberty's video. She described him as a white male wearing blue jeans and a blue jean jacket. This matches the blue duck canvas jacket Anna Spath describes. Blair said that the male was standing on the first platform of the Monenhigh Bridge, approximately 50 feet away from her. Well, that's actually 110 feet, because she, at trial, she said she turned around at the barricade. Kind of like, I think the prosecution should have made more of that. Not that it really mattered, but they could have just said, yeah, so you turned around at the barricade. Well, we went out and measured that, and it's actually 110 or 111 feet. So do you think that could have impaired your vision and your memory of what you saw? Yeah. At 149 on the Hoosier Harvest Store video, there's a white car that matches Kelsey German's vehicle. Right, and that's when they get out, walk down, and then Betsy Blair passes them, leaving them to run into... thanks, Karen. And partner said, "Hi, Gray, hope you're well. We see that you had a haircut after almost 2 months," you said. In Australia, we say to a bloke, when they have a haircut, you got to run over by a lawnmower. It's really old school saying. You have another person seeing the gray light as we did. We watched just about every YouTube crime creator, even Reck. Wow, I've forgotten his last name. How comical. Must be because what he says isn't worth remembering. Anyway, have a great show. Hope you take it in tonight. Not sure what that means. P.S. I completely... Oh, you completed your... Okay, I don't know if you want me to read that, but... Well, I hope you feel better soon. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks, CR. And this document, this part of the document right here is when I put it all together on the screen, this is where, that's why I'm saying in the top up here, I've been telling you this, okay? And I'm not really talking to the freaks. I'm talking to the people out there that may have stopped by and they watch for a few, that gray guy. Well, look at the jury came back and said exactly what I've been saying, is that this is why when you have this timeline here, Richard Allen 100% is bridge guy. So is there anybody out there that thinks that even if it is bridge guy, how do we know blah, 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 blah? It's just garbage, you guys. Bridge guy is the one that said guys down the hill. That's exactly the order of it. He takes them down the hill, then he takes them across the creek. So he's at least responsible for kidnapping them. 100%. No doubt about it. But hey, guys, let's try to reach the goal tonight. All right? We're currently at about 33%. It'd be nice to have one night just, it's been like really hard lately for some reason. Listening to the juror speak was interesting and informative. Yeah, I thought the second one was. The first part, she seemed really, young. I don't know how old she was, but she seemed like she was like 23 or something. Very, just kind of like, sounds like the jury was very thoughtful and thorough. Yeah. That the bullet was not the convincing. Yeah, I thought that was pretty. What I thought was amazing, you guys, though, just for my own self, was that the exactly the same stuff that they ignored is what I ignored. And I try to tell you guys, who cares about, the bullet's kind of cool and everything, but it just doesn't, he's already bridge guy. Like, he's bridge guy before there's a bullet, right? The bullet isn't what, I guess what the way you'd look at it is the bullet didn't convince anybody that the bridge guy was Richard Allen. Okay, nobody, that wasn't the part that did that. It was the information showing exactly where he was at specific times, and then he's locked in as bridge guy. So there's no out for him. And so it's like, okay, great, there's a bullet. Yeah, okay, that's great and everything. And, then he tells the story at trial that he thinks I think what he said at trial was that's why he thinks he ejected his bullet, because he does remember cocking the gun there. And he wasn't sure if that's where it fell out, but it doesn't really match. Like, how did the bullet go from there and get to the crime scene? Like, he may have tried to do something again at the crime scene, rack another bullet or something, and it got out there. But for me, it's just, who cares about that? And then right after that, it's Sarah Carbaugh. See, for me, the case ends at the end of the bridge. That's it. Right at the end of the bridge, that's when the case is over. It's Richard Allen, and therefore is the killer. And so you don't need to, all the other stuff's just smoke and mirrors. It might help if, like, okay, somebody did believe it and go, oh yeah, that bullet is his. But there's too many people out there nowadays that need every little, if it doesn't, you don't have that little dot there, this dot there, I don't think it's not him. Why didn't you tell me you were there? Yeah, she said in the Holman interrogation, when she came in, she said, why didn't you tell me you were on the bridge? So that means when he was talking, I think Kathy Allen at some point thought that was her. Or thought that was him, I mean. I think at one point he thought that. And she thought, at one point she thought, that looks like my husband, but he said he wasn't out on the bridge, so I'm willing to just sort of believe it wasn't him. And she just didn't want to believe it. But then at that moment, I think she really did believe that that was him now, because she'd always thought it looked like him, but gave up on that because he said it wasn't him. So I think what she said in the interrogation with Holman means that she wasn't aware that he was the killer. She might have had suspicions of it, but she wouldn't have said, "You didn't tell me you're on the bridge," if she'd always been suspicious, right? Just using common sense, everybody. Common sense. And thanks Lisa Valenzuela for the coffee. She knew after the arrest, but she's going to support him. Cognitive, yeah. Right. She knew for certain after the arrest. I think before she might have been suspicious of it, but just couldn't tell 100% and just sort of trusted and believed him, thinking he'd never do that. Did I hear? No, I didn't hear her say it, Vanessa. That's what was reported at the trial. Don't you remember that? Did you miss it, Vanessa? Must have missed the reporting. Anyways, I hope they release all of those. I think at some point all of that will be released. The interrogations. There's no reason not to. Okay, well, you said, did you hear Kathy say that, Hugh? Right. Yeah, that's just everybody reported that she said that. Yeah, every single person who was there that reported on it. All right. What do you mean, what the hell? Toxic tank. Who? What? Oh, Jesus. Vanessa, just... You seem like you're a troll at this point. You sound like a troll, Vanessa. If you make one more comment related to that, I'm going to remove you, okay? We've gone over it 1,000 times. It's been reported. Go look it up yourself. Okay, if you don't know where it is, then... If she makes another one of these little questionable, ooh, that's what trolls are doing. If you don't know that information, that means you haven't followed the case at all, and you're just being a troll, all right? It's obvious. Nice try, though. Nice try. It's difficult to grasp how there are still people... Well, that most of the people are doing that. Hey, thanks so much, Carrie. Hey, by the way, Carrie, do you like the movie with Sissy Spacek in it? Do you like that one better? I like that one. I like her as an actress, actually. Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm looking forward to... Let's see, what does that one say? Telling exactly what they were searching for in the river and why. Yep. I don't think it's something he can't say, just was kind of just didn't want to at that point. Mm-hmm. Carrie. All right. Does anybody want to call in and say what you're thinking? And the call would be using StreamYard, but you don't have to have the video. You just turn that part off. What were you thinking, Drizport? Yeah, I mean, look at that part. In one call, Alan told his wife, I did it. I killed Abby and Libby. And then Kathy says, no, you didn't. She said, Alan replied, yes, I did. I mean, how do you ignore that as a juror? I mean, that's like not somebody that's delusional. They're literally... Yeah. Let's see. I can't watch that defense BS. I can't either. I mean, I watched it because that's part of my job to watch what those people are saying. Oh, the Carrie movie, yeah. Which one do you like? Do you like Sissy Spacek? So do you think he will actually win the appeal? No. Especially now. I think there's way less chance, by the way. I just think she didn't want to believe it, Zozo. But it's obvious that she didn't know. That's why she said, you didn't tell me you were on the bridge. Or maybe she was making... Nah, that's exactly what you do. So the appeal now is going to be harder. Because if the jury had said, if you were asking the jury questions, why did you... yeah, I don't really like her too much either, but I'll cut her a slack on that. Yeah, Coal Miner's Daughter was sweet. She's a good singer. I think she sang that stuff. Right. Yeah, I mean, she shouldn't have ignored it. You see somebody that looks like your husband, he's on the trail that day, and 2 girls were killed, and you never come forward and say, you know, that guy, my husband said he was there, and that looks just like him, you know. It'd be hard to let something like that go, but maybe she just didn't believe it could be him because of the way he is, I guess, you know. Yeah, so if you do, send the super chats in with your comments so then I can read your comments. Those ones pop up better. That's what they're for. And we've got to try to reach the goal. We're still only at, we got 2 memberships and we're at 78.39. That isn't even a quarter. A third, I mean. I think she was clinging to hope that it wasn't him. But deep down knew. Yeah, she definitely knew. It would be tragic to sit through another... You know what sucks? That interview that I did today has less views than this live stream right now. How is that possible? It's just... I'm so frustrated with YouTube. Could you guys later watch the interview with Holman and then go share the video somewhere out there, you know, Reddit or something? I think it's got some interesting information. I thought it was interesting how he said that, you know, it's that they think that they went out there to maybe to the bridge to meet the Anthony Shots person. And then I'm thinking to myself, gosh, so you don't think that, see, for me, it's like the information that the Anthony Shots account knew could have easily been transferred to somebody else like Richard Allen. Somehow he got the information and knew they were going to be there. He was like the surrogate for Richard Allen. I mean, not Richard Allen, for Anthony Shots. So Richard Allen was the surrogate for Anthony Shots. Like he was the one showing up. That's why when Betsy Blair said it looked like he was waiting for somebody, that's what he was doing. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah, like through the, that's what I was saying in the interview, like through the Dropbox, you know. Is it possible that the Dropbox, there was some information that somebody told him maybe in person or, you know, just some sort of visualizing something or just being told where there's no digital footprint at all. Yeah, I've already shared it 25, like in 15 places and nobody came, so I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't work, Kayla. I've done it. I put it on 6 or 7 places. I put it on my Twitter, put it on... Very frustrating. So I've been covering this case since the night they were missing. All right? I know all the little... different people over the years. We looked into all those too. None of those people were anything. And then, the 2019 press conference, that was probably the most informative, the biggest, it was the biggest press conference to the true crime community, even though the first one in, I think it was February, 22nd or something like that, of 2017, that was the biggest one. There was a lot of people there, but the 2019 one was the one where we saw all these questions that they had. Who was the driver of the vehicle that was parked at the abandoned CPS building up here? Who was the person that the 3 girls saw? Who was the person that Betsy Blair saw over here? And, then they throw in Sarah Carbaugh, etc. But they all said they saw the person in Libby's video. All the witnesses. But so they didn't know the answer to the question. So just think about how that was in their mind. They've already locked it in that they believe, and by the way, he told me that they have all the surveillance from the Hoosier Harvest store. Remember how it was reported that they had to go to the Hoosier Harvest store to get that video? No, they already had all the video. So just think about it like that. They had this video, they have it, and they know that, I think what they know is that they knew that a couple of the witnesses saw a car parked at the abandoned CPS building, but then they also have a person that the 3 girls see right there. So it would make sense that somebody parked here and then passes them right in this area. So they already knew that. And they knew that those people all saw a person that matched the description of the person or not just the description, they matched the person in Libby's video. That's who they saw, right? So they already knew that. And then they knew that down here that Betsy Blair, while her description is like, poofy brown hair, had a brown hat on. So maybe it was like she was 111 feet away. But when she was shown the picture of the guy in Libby's video, guess what? She said, yep, that's the person. So these are all the things that law enforcement had already. They said, yeah, that's the person we saw. And so just forget Sarah Carbaugh, etc. at this point. So right there, those are questions. Who is this person? Well, after going through the tips again, it turns out that Richard Allen answered every one of those. He said he got there at 1:30 and left at 3:30. Then they see his car driving by the Hoosier Harvest store. Right? So here's the question. It's being answered. It drives by the Hoosier Harvest store. He said he got out and walked to the Freedom Bridge, and then he passed 3 girls. It's the same. So that answered the first question, that he is the person that those 3 girls saw, and they knew that for years. Then he goes to the Mononhai Bridge. Now we know that he's the same person, because what if he had said he got there, and when he got there, he went, and then he turned around and left? Okay, that wouldn't have fit anything. But he said he got there, and he went to the Mononhai Bridge. So he's right there. And he said he stood on platform 1. Then Betsy Blair gets out, and she walks down and sees a man standing on platform 1 that matches the person in Libby's video. Then she turns around, and Abby and Libby therefore have to run into him. Okay? So now all the questions are answered. Who was the person that parked at the abandoned CPS building? Who was the person that the 3 girls saw? who was the person that Betsy Blair saw, and then, and then it's like, who's the person in Libby's video? That's the fourth question. And because Richard Allen is Bridge Guy, he is the person in Libby's video, therefore all four of those questions are answered. All right, hey, look at, here's Karen. She's just as delusional as he is. Throw her in with him. I wonder if the taxpayers get a discount on rent if we have them share a cot. Like 2 for 1. Well, that would give them conjugal visits, though. Is that what we really... Do we want that? Come on, guys. And then here we go with G. Gunnett Palmer. And see, what I just explained to you a minute ago is exactly what I have said for a long time. It's not like... so I think that's what the freaks like about this channel, is that we figure things out and it's just locked in. I try my best to share the information with as many people that'll listen. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to listen because it's not as interesting. Just like Holman said, conspiracies are more interesting and more entertaining. And that's just kind of what happens. But if you're really into true crime, this is where you want to be, because it's true here. It's not the fantasy land bullcrap, all right, that you hear in a lot of different other places. That's not fair, Gray, just because we have a different opinion. Right, okay. Well, why don't you try to work on the opinion a little bit. All right, so there you go. At the top of the thing, there is the the StreamYard's link. Thanks, G. Gunnett Palmer. And then we got Misty with a coffee up there. Thank you so much. So is there anybody here right now for the first time that you just saw what I just showed you on the screen and you were like, oh, shit, look at that? Or have most of you already seen this? Here's what I think. I think a lot of the people that are out there watching, like, I don't know, I can't remember her name, but the girl that lives in the UK and she walks a dog around and talks about this case just with a almost mind-numbingly idiocy. And all these people just going, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, yeah. And none of those people are ever going to watch any of this stuff. No, well, the person that covered Nicola. yeah, that Michelle, God, she is just absolutely embarrassing. Zozo said, came to this channel first and never had to leave. Gray sticks with facts only. Well, there you go. I know it, even to a point where it pisses people off. No, she didn't start on that case. She was doing Summer Wells, too. Yeah, she was absolutely wrong in the Nicola Bully case. Everything, just every single one. It's always whatever is the most entertaining. That's what she picks. Oh, hold on. I got it. What's going on, Mountain Man?
How you doing, Gray? How you doing, Gray?
Not too bad. What's going on?
Well, I got a couple of questions, but I want to shut my YouTube off. They're okay. I wasn't getting an echo.
Oh wait, you are. Hold on, let me fix it. I always forget to do that. On my end, there's a stupid little echo thing. Now it's better, right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good. I would say something and then hear myself say it.
I know.
But that's good now. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question, because as you deal with these people that are, also Ricky and want to help Ricky, one of the issues that's hanging out there is this character that went to jail. Like I think he got 40 years. That was communicating with the girls.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's what I talked about with. I asked Holman a bunch of questions on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious about something, and I think the story of that person is causing a lot of people to go out into the ozone with theories on how it's some kind of, everybody but Ricky, right? So he worked for CBS, right?
Ricky. Yeah, CVS Pharmacy, yeah.
Now, they develop photos at CBS, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. He actually developed some of the pictures for Libby's family, Libby and Abby's family.
Okay.
That like for the funeral, it's like, Jesus, how sick is that, huh?
Well, I was talking to a friend who worked at Wally World, which is a wiseacre way of saying Walmart, and he said that he doesn't help people with their phones anymore. If you come in to get pictures developed, you have to do it all yourself. He said some assistants will take somebody's phone and pull up the pictures and scan the QR code, do all the stuff for people to develop their pictures. He said, but I don't anymore. He said, because people have either been accused of, or actually, while they have possession of a person's phone, get a way to enter their apps remotely.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's an outside chance that if Richard Allen got one of the girls' phones to develop pictures, I said, "Wait, I'll pull them up for you. Just here, give me your phone." And maybe, got in there.
Maybe he saw where they were going or something.
And he if he knows, okay, what app were they on when they were communicating with that weirdo?
I think they use a few different ones, like Snapchat and I don't know,
Instagram, something like that. Yeah, well, Instagram. Anyway, he could have set up where he could monitor their accounts, like you can ghost people on Facebook and look and see what they're talking about without logging onto their page or anything. He may have found out that they had these apps and what their names were under the apps and monitored their conversations from another device. And they would never know it. And that may be how he knew the girls were going to be on the bridge that day and that guy was not going to show up.
Yeah.
That would have been a good thing to bring up.
What do you mean the guy wasn't going to show up? What do you mean?
The girls were going to meet that weirdo, right?
Yeah.
He canceled on them. He didn't show up.
So then he goes, "Ooh, I'll take their place."
Nobody.
Yeah, but if they canceled on him, why would he? Why would?
For some reason, the guy didn't show up. Richard may have messaged him pretending he was Libby. If you get it in somebody's phone, and you know what you're doing, I could get into your Facebook account.
Yeah, but why would the girls go to the trails if he canceled on them?
You would have to ask the investigator that, but they were going to meet the guy, right? It may have been as simple as, we're going anyway. Let's tell this weirdo that we don't know is a weirdo. We're just going to tell the weirdo we're going to be there anyway. Richard Allen's monitoring the conversations.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think what you're saying is so unlikely compared to just something else.
Well, I think it's unlikely he would know that they're going to be there any other way. That he would leave his phone at home so nobody could track.
You remember when he went to, you went to Peru, Indiana that same morning? How do we know he didn't stop by good old Keegan Klein's house, and Klein says, "Hey, I got these two girls. You want to go instead? They're going to be at this bridge. They're going to be there." And he goes, "Oh shit!" He drives home, gets his beer. That sounds way more likely, right? Something like that.
Well, did he know Keegan Klein?
Well, we don't know. We don't know if he took the phone, and
They said
I think that's more likely something like that, because even when I was talking to Holman said that they think that the girls went there because of the Keegan Klein account, maybe something like that, like something that's possible. The reason they went there, but then you have to say, well, shit. So then they were supposed to meet a catfisher, but then Richard Allen shows up and he doesn't know the catfisher, but just some other random killer. I mean, what a bad weekend that was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Something has to make it make sense.
Right.
And if he was monitoring one of their accounts where they were planning a meetup, or the girls were discussing with a catfisher what their plans were, whether the catfisher was coming or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell you tonight, I'm going to Walmart. If you knew where I lived and everything, I'm going to Walmart tomorrow morning at 8:00. Doesn't mean you're going to meet me there, but whoever's monitoring our call knows Mountain Man's going to be at Walmart at 8:00. That's a good time to do a hit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe, there could be some people that, if it's on the Dropbox account, and maybe,
Well, if he had possession of a phone where he could enter in a passcode that he could use and enter their account from another device, that's very, very possible.
Here's what I think. I don't think anybody that's in that realm would ever leave a phone in that world of, CSAM or whatever, is going to leave a phone and a password with the guy at a CVS pharmacy to let him go through the. I just that doesn't sound.
I've seen them. I've seen people hand over phones to an assistant at Walmart and CVS too, to get pictures developed, and they just give it to the assistant. The assistant goes over to the machine and plugs in the cord and punches stuff in. You don't know.
Yeah.
But the time lapse, that's going by, and criminals, as we all know, are very nefarious, and sometimes investigators who are not nefarious to that degree don't think of those possibilities. I doubt that he knew the catfisher, Richard Allen, but I also doubt that he woke up and said, "I'm going to leave my phone home. I'm going to take my gun. I'm going to take my knife, and I'm going to the bridge, and I'm going to do this."
No.
I think he knew they were going to be there.
Yeah, it could be, or he would always do the same thing. This time he finally acted out. Like, he didn't tell his wife, "Hey, I went to the bridge today with my knife and gun," like all these other times. I mean, how many times was he there that nobody knows? Like maybe he went there multiple other times, and would have done the same thing had the opportunity arose. I guess we're not going to get to know, but my thing is, I think that there's just some way that Richard Allen found out that the girls are going to be there, and that he showed up, and that's why he was there, is because he knew that they were there, and that's why Betsy Blair said it looked like he was waiting for somebody, but she wasn't who. So if he was waiting for somebody, who was it that he was waiting? Who was it that he was waiting for? Was it the girls, or or was he just disappointed in her when she came by? Who knows? But anyways, all right. So, hey, you got your theory out there. It's on the record. All right.
Well, it's just one theory, and if you want your interview to be seen and shared around, on your community page, you can copy the link to the video.
Right, but you're using it. Yeah, you just put it as a comment, right? Yeah. I mean,
you make a post on the community community page, and when you type in what it's about, you use the keywords Richard Allen and Delphi, and then I can put something on my community page, and I could put at Grant Hughes Investigates, and it will show up in your feed. Something I posted.
But why doesn't it show up? I mean, I already have all those keywords on YouTube, and whenever you make a community post, it uses up. You only get 3.
I finished what. Let me tell you what you do. There's a method to my madness. Okay. You know the guy that says, "We're Richard Allen, the channel with all the kooks."
Yeah, the wackos. Yeah.
The people that watch that,
Richard Allen.
Yeah, that one. You want views that boost your algorithm, okay? And once the views start bumping up, it'll start getting suggested to other ones. What I'm saying is, go to your community page, put the link to the video in a photo of the thumbnail in the photos part, a link to the video in the comment that you type.
Well, I think the photo just is part of the link. I think on there. I don't know, maybe not. But so you just use the same thumbnail, put the link, put the tag. Yeah. Right.
At the end in your comments, say, check out my video on Richard Allen. That's keyword Delphi Bridge, and then you put if I want you to see something, I put at Grant Hughes Investigates. You put at whatever the name of that channel is with those kooks. We're all Richard Allen, or what is it, Delphi After Dark?
Why would I want to put their channel over there?
Put their channel link, because their viewers will see your community post.
I don't know if it
and
works
they'll click on it because they'll click on it because they're gluttons. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I think that's the way you get the algorithm to start going. Listen, it doesn't matter if you get thumbs up or thumbs down. It's called interaction.
Yeah, I know it's called a it's not, it's a different term than that. I forgot what the
algorithm.
No, it was like it's called it's a shit. I used to say that term. I forgot the name word though. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the actual show, but I'll think about it. Some engagement. That's the term. Russian Blue just typed it in.
Engagement. Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well, I'll think about it.
Trust me, because half those people are nuts, but the other half may really want to hear what that investigator has to say.
I guess I'll try it. We'll see if it works that way. If it works that way,
at least 2 channel links in there. We're all Richard, whatever the name of that channel is, and Delphi After Dark. I put those 2 in at least.
Well, that's the same. That's who that is.
Well, there's another one. What's the one with the lady with the crazy English accent?
Yeah, it's something like that, like dark. It's like what is it called? Shit, I don't even know. Who cares?
Those are the 2 main ones. Am I right or wrong?
No, there's way more, like way bigger ones than that one.
Well, you got to be a little bit of a troll every now and then, Gray. The Lord knows they're after you enough. So troll them. It'll boost your views. You might get some rational people who are being led astray to listen to your interview with a reputable investigator that's very involved with the case.
Okay, I'll give it a shot, man. I will. I'll actually try it. Let's see what happens. All right.
All right, buddy.
Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll follow the directions here. It says uploading recordings. Stay in the studio until your recordings are uploaded. I think
really?
you have it on record mode. I don't know. I'm going to mute my mic.
I think it's always recording. But anyways, I'll just remove you from the
okay.
All right. See you.
Bye.
All right. Mountain Man. Cool. All right, you guys. How do we get going on the goal here? We're still stuck around 50%. Let's do it. Come on, man. You can do it, man. You can do it. Yeah, well, maybe I'll put Burkhart's name in there. Try that one or something. I don't know. I like that one better. Nah, actually, I got to go to my own. That's how it works. And then use this one. He's still sitting there. Mountain Man is. Oh, I guess he's waiting for the audio or something. Feuding with other creators always gets clicks. Well, I wouldn't be feuding. I would just. I just said to put like the name of their channel or something, and or at something in the. I guess in the wording, you know, like you would say at Grant Hughes Investigates. Let's see. So how do we do it? What do I need to do? We got to get up to the goal to get that extra hour at the end. We're already into the. We've only got 30 minutes to get there. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I know you watch those people, Cindy. I don't. Let's see. Do we have to? And you know them by their first name, even. Mm-hmm. Those viewers would love to watch your interview. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really heard from Court TV in a while. They sort of want the pro Richard Allen people over there. I think my last hurrah on there was the when he was found guilty, the jury watch. I feel absolutely honored to have been on there for 2 hours and be really the only one on there that was rational whatsoever. Okay. So that was cool. No, hell no. Why would I have him come on my panel? Jesus. It's like talking to... See, here's the thing. It's hard to argue with a conspiracy theorist because they throw stuff out there that you can't actually factually argue against. Huh? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Karen. They do now. They are bringing up mailbox guy. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Hope this helps a little. Hey, yeah. Thanks, C-Dub. Keep fighting the good fight. That's what I said to Holman at the end. And Linda Howe. Not feeling good, but thanks, freaks and great. Well, hey, I hope you feel better. And Eve loves God. Love the Mountain Man segment. Yeah, I don't agree with what he was saying at all about the, the phone and, I mean, I guess anything's possible. You'd have to have like one of the girls come in, leave the phone with them, and then all of a sudden he's like, ooh, they're gonna be at the bridge because the other guy canceled. And well, if they canceled, why'd the girls go there? Yeah. I guess I could try doing. I didn't really think about the at thing, how that would work. All right, look at that. We are at 14 of 20. 14 of 20. Let's see if we can get there. Hands him a Samsung in Peru to talk to them on Snapchat, gets it back, and wipes it. I think the order of that's wrong, right? Why would he, if Keegan so Keegan hands him it in Peru, and he uses that to film. I know that's, I mean, that's our theory from a long time ago, is that Keegan Kline filmed what he did at the crime scene, and he gave what he filmed to Keegan Kline, who went to Las Vegas and sold it, and then came back with a Samsung phone and pretended that he found the Samsung phone in a taxi cab because he factory reset that phone. And then that was his explanation. Oh, well, I just found it and I wanted to. Hey, thanks, Misty Wolf. Yeah, Court TV has been biased lately. So what did it say up there? They had on mailbox guy? I don't know what that means. So we got you have remember Mr. Roper or Furley, Mr. Furley, that's right. And Mr. Roper was the other guy. Three is company. I used to love Don Knotts, man. You do a little I thought he was so cool. Yeah. And we've got Ease Loves God, Love the Mountain Man segment. Linda Howe not feeling well. Everybody put those healing vibes. C-Dub. Hope this helps a little great. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We're now at 15 of 20. 15. Uses that talk to them via Snapchat. Yeah, that's sort of an interesting thing to think about. So he gets the Samsung phone that Keegan Kline maybe was using to communicate with the girls, and then gives it to Richard Allen, and then he can but it would have pinged somewhere. I think it would have pinged. That phone would have pinged, near the crime scene, or near his house or something, or maybe he just communicated with them while he was there, right? Hey, wow, thanks so much, Amy Lemoyne. Hold on, wait, is that on? I don't know if I have. Oh, there it is. Come on. Oh, I got the end.
2025 is the year of the prince. We can make clapping things clapping.
I didn't get to hear the end of it. Hey, thanks, Amy. Very cool. That was very kind. Thank you so much. Imagine knowing you look just like Bridge Guy, where they're, where there and dispose of the phone you had on the bridge that day. Yeah. Can anybody explain on the defense side, why did Richard Allen get rid of that phone? The one, they found all these phones, but he got rid of the one he was using on the day of the homicides. Why? How did that happen? God, that's a miracle. Linda Howe, as in Linda Moulton Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Look at that. Amy Lemoyne, 42 months. Man, that's 3.5 years. Having to look at my ugly face every single day. Wow, what a nightmare. If you left that phone at home, why did he get rid of it? Because that's an interesting thing. What was he doing with that phone prior to that? And by the way, how do we know that? Yeah, like that is interesting. Maybe that's where the key is, that he actually was using Snapchat, some random account, and communicating with the girls, and he threw that away. That's I like that point there. That's a good one. Yeah, if he left the phone at home, why did he need to get rid of it? And that means there was something else on that phone that would have led police to him. I mean, it would have indicated he had something to do with the murders. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that the juror didn't like Brad Rosie at all. I thought that was hilarious. She did like Baldwin though. Right. How was he looking? Because he didn't have his phone with him. his IMEI number did not show up on the trails, so he obviously wasn't looking at his stock ticker. See, I'm kind of surprised that the jury doesn't think of stuff like that. But I also think it's up to the defense to plant the seed of those things. You know, like, listen, when Richard Allen came in, look what he said. He said that he was looking at his stock tickers, but his IMEI number never pinged in the area. So that means he wasn't on his phone while he was there. And then you got to really make the jury realize that, okay, that's a lie. Now he's telling a lie for his alibi. And now we know that the three girls were there at 12:15, and they walk to the bridge, and they get there at 12:43, and then they walk to the bench at 1:26. And that whole time, they didn't see a person that looked like Richard Allen, and he said he got there at 12 and left at 1:30 in his second story, but they covered that whole time frame and did not see him. So he lied about that. He lied about I would be saying this in closing arguments. He lied about being there. These girls did not see him until they were leaving at around 1:30. So that means he got there at 1:30. He also lied that he was looking at his stock ticker because his phone did not ping in the area. We believe he didn't have his phone with him, and we cannot find his phone at all. What else was he doing with that phone? You know, stuff like that. Why can't people take notes? Well, what do you mean in the interrogation? I mean, not interrogation, in the... they couldn't use the notes that they took in deliberation. Is that what you're wondering about, Eve? Because in deliberation, they can't use the notes that they were taking to, you know, because you might be taking notes incorrectly, and then you're giving that information to the other jurors, and then, you know, it's not good. 31. Then we've got, let's see, Amy Lemoyne. I think that's what she was talking about, Gina. It wasn't take notes, so they can take notes. They were able to take notes. They can't use the notes in the deliberations. Do you think he'll ever just come clean? Do you think he'll ever just come clean? Oh, wait, that was a different one. What happened to that one? It just now, and if he does, would it matter? Yeah, well, that means his appeal has no shot in hell. And I think what it would, here's the truth. You want to hear the truth? If Richard Allen tomorrow said, "Hey guys, I confess, I did it. You know, I made up all this stuff. I wasn't mentally ill. I did it. Here's exactly how it happened. You know, I went to my mom's house. I got this text from, you know, whatever. You just come up with this thing." And after he said all that, these same clowns like Michelle After Dark, etc., they wouldn't believe it. They would not trust it. They'd go, "Oh, they made him say it. They must have given him." And it's just, it sucks, you know, because they do the reason they do that, though, is to create perpetual content for themselves, you know. So what you do is you invent some story, a theory out there, and then you can just keep going. We'll all know when his wife or his books come out. Yeah, he'll write a book, If I Did It, right? By Richard Allen. All right, 4 more to go up there on the top. 4 more to go. We've only got how many minutes here? Only 14 minutes to get that extra hour. We'll all know when his wife or his books come out. Oh, Lordy. But don't you think that's kind of cool, you guys, that like on this channel for this entire time, I've been saying exactly what the juror and what they came up with. I mean, literally exactly the same thing, including discounting Betsy Blair and the bullet. I almost never brought up the bullet, and I almost never brought up Betsy Blair because not Betsy Blair, Sarah Carbaugh is what I mean. They discounted Sarah Carbaugh and the bullet. Those are two people I'm just like, yeah, Betsy Blair is important. So are the three girls. Those are the ones that lock him in as bridge guy. That's it. And his own words, etc. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake. Look at that. We're at 17. We need 3 more of those. I'd really like to hear from Kathy Shank. Has she interviewed yet? I don't think, I don't know. I would like to hear from her. I'd like to know all the stuff that she knew. That's why she was so important. And I was sort of talking to Holman about that. Like, it seems like the more knowledge people have, you know, because I sort of revisited how I was thinking about Dan Doolin. You know, it's still a little weird that, you know, like, if something didn't click later. But you got to think about at the time he was interviewing, he didn't know that 3 girls had seen somebody. Like, he wasn't able to realize the gravity of it, where, you know, he still should have, something should have clicked in his mind later. But Kathy Shank, she actually knew all of the different nuances, little things here and there, you know, who saw who, when, etc. And so when she saw that he got there and saw 3 girls, she was like, oh my God, there was 3 girls that said they saw a guy. And he looked like the guy in Libby's video. And so that must have been a huge moment for her. But then it was interesting to hear. I thought it would be like this big moment for Holman and everybody, but it turns out that they, you know, they've had so many of those false, you know, situations where it doesn't really lead to anybody. So it's just like, okay, here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Hey, call in, you guys. Let's get some. Hey, look at that. We're at 19. We got Tim Bray and T. Nenez. Thank you. Let's see what else we got here. Your StreamYard link instructs guests to stay in studio till it uploads. Oh, really? Huh, interesting. Yeah, I do have it recording while I'm... And that's kind of cool. I didn't really realize it. So what it does is it records the video and audio. It's just like the same thing happens on Zoom. But it's kind of cool because you could be streaming, and let's say you lose something. You could actually just download it again and upload it. I'll tell you what was really amazing is that after I interviewed Holman, it had this AI feature where it created 3 shorts. And I was like, shit, I just uploaded them immediately. And it was like, I try to use that a little bit more often. All right, one more. Who's got it? Aren't we? Okay, one more. That's what we need. We need one more to get to the 20, and then what are we at here? We've got, I guess we still have, how many minutes? It doesn't say there. Got about 10 minutes. Oh, there it is. Gabble Geek and Tim Bray, the legends. Okay, one more to go in another hour. Can you talk about how Richard Allen got out of the area?
Okay, one more to go on another hour. Can you talk about how RA got out of the area?
Yep, I can do that. Yeah, I mean, the thing is Sarah Carbaugh kind of talks about, see, that's one of the things that Baldwin said when he was lying to people, you know? Like when Baldwin would say they had to have Sarah Carbaugh there to fit their timeline. And she has nothing to do with anything. That's what I'm saying. It's, you know, it's almost like too late. I always felt like, wow, I mean, 405, you know. Anyways, Richard Allen says that you can see on the screen here. Let me just get it. Let me get out of here. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw this last night after the show. Mag and there was a couple other people that emailed. We actually figured out where was that? Oh, right here. Look. Remember that thing we were trying to, the wildfire? Look at that crap right there. That's right. Yeah. See, there's the golf course right there, and it went right up into there. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? So, anyway. Go over here. Hey, thanks, Sandy Shirley. Come on, freaks. I know, that'd be sweet. Keep going. And then thank you, Linda K. And all right, let me go through here. There it is. This is an April 2017 satellite image. So look at this. So he says he goes down the hill, across the creek, and then his version, I mean, we don't know what his version is, but he said he then didn't go back on the trails and made his way back to his car and went to live his life. So did he go through the cemetery? And then this is where at 357, not 405, 357, Sarah Carbaugh said she saw him. And then I have it where if that is him, he goes up like this around to here, because when Sarah Carbaugh drove by right here, there was a group of people standing here because that's the parking spot, and they were getting ready to start searching for Abby and Libby. So wouldn't it make sense then that Richard Allen, when he's walking here, wouldn't want to walk by there because they'd all see him? So he kind of just sort of veers off quietly from a distance up and around, and then makes his way back to his vehicle here. There's a lot of other ways he could have gone. I mean, he could have been at the crime scene and kind of walked up through here. I don't think he went back on the trails. That'd be pretty stupid. And he said he didn't do that as well. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, the only ways really to go are right in this area, right? Because there's a creek here. So it's not like he's going to cross the creek. You know, I mean, interestingly, he could to really get home, he could have walked across the creek here, got into this creek, except obviously he drove, and then came all along this creek, inside this creek here, and made his way all the way back to his house almost. Isn't that weird? This creek right behind his house. He didn't do that, but I'm just saying. I think how he got there, however, was he's right there, and he drives down the street until he gets to 400 North, I think it is. Right there. Let me turn on roads. Yeah, 450 North. So he goes down west 200 North, and then he goes north on 450 North, 450 West. One thing that's sort of interesting is like, here's these are things that we talked about over the years, if you guys are interested. So you've got this end of the bridge here, and you can look, that's the old railroad track, goes all the way through, and it's inside of the woods. So we thought maybe the killer left through onto this little old railroad track. Now watch this. You keep walking on the old railroad tracks. It's always got trees and whatnot on the side. And it keeps going. And then right here, guess what road that is? West 200 North. You just follow that down right here, and boom, there's Richard Allen's house. So we didn't know anything about who the killer was back then, but that is pretty crazy, right? That it comes out right there. Anyways, on his way there, he would have driven down here, drove up like this, taken a left on 300 North. So now you're on the correct street. Yeah, you got the confetti. All right. Does it show up in the chat too? And then right here, he drives this direction, goes over the Wilson Bridge. And by the way, the Wilson Bridge is where Derek called Libby at 3:11. Then he drives like this. West 300 north, and comes up. And then if you go this way, it's not 300 north anymore. It's 575 west. But if you continue like this, you're still on West 300 north. Now you're passing the cemetery. You pass, and that's, well, first you pass Logan's property right here. Then you pass the cemetery. Then you pass the Mears farm, where all of the, where people would park. And then you pass the Hoosier Harvest Store, the critical camera. I mean, without that camera, the case would be difficult. Well, I mean, there's a lot of these little things that are just really huge. It still would be doable because you wouldn't see the black Ford Focus though. And so he drove by like that at 120, I think it was 127. He drives by like this at 127 and 35 seconds. Then he comes around and likely parks over here at 128 something. Who knows if he tries to get ready, etc. And then he gets out of his vehicle probably at like 130, 131, walks this direction and passes the girls here at like 134, 133 to 135, something like that. Takes 11 minutes to get to the bridge. So that's how I have him getting there. What do you think up there, Gavel Geek? There is only one person out there that a male during that time frame, and that's Richard Allen. And Richard Allen is the only one that anybody saw. The only male during that whole time. And Betsy Blair is a huge witness too, because she places him on the bridge exactly where he said he was. So now he's on the bridge, and then she sees Abby and Libby, who then have to run into him, right? So then you go, oh, okay. So now Richard Allen, so he doesn't admit to seeing the girls, but he had to, right? And I'm talking about Abby and Libby. He doesn't admit to seeing them. He was okay admitting to seeing the other ones. And the reason why, see, here's the truth, you guys. On the 14th, the girls' bodies were found. February 14, 2017. The very next day, law enforcement in the morning put out an image of the person in Libby's video. They already knew that this person is likely responsible. They already knew that. So they put out this image. And then it said, we want to talk to this person to see what they saw. Then the next day, Richard Allen, being paranoid and wanting to get ahead of it, he goes in to a police station and reports that he was out there that day. And then they set up an appointment, like not a specific appointment, but gave the tip to command. And then they sent DNR officer out there, Dan Doolin, to meet him a couple days later. But he was paranoid after those three girls saw him. He was kind of like, God, they might recognize me. And so then that's why he mentions them. You see what I'm saying? He mentions those three girls because he likely realizes that they've come forward to say that they saw somebody. So that's why he mentions to Dan Doolin that he saw those three girls, because what other point would there be to say that? So he says, yeah, he got there because they thought maybe they could say who he was, So he's like, yeah, I saw these three girls when I got there. I got there at 1:30, I saw these three girls and I went to the bridge. But then he says he doesn't see anybody else. And the reason he says he doesn't see anybody else is because now he's in danger zone. He's at a place where if you start saying, oh, yeah, I saw this one girl show up and then I would have seen the girl, Abby and Libby, he knows he can't mention any of that stuff. He just had his head down. He was looking at fish. Okay, but he brought up those three girls because he thinks that they might have recognized him. And then secondly, when the image came out, he knows it's him, and he thinks other people might come forward and like those three girls, because that's all he saw out there. And so he says, yeah, I was out there. He never, but that's the problem with Dan Doolin not having more information. Here's what it should have been like as soon as they gave out the image of, put it out on the 15th. What do you guys think of this idea right here? If you put out the image on, let's say you put out the image of Bridge Guy, wouldn't you bring in all of the people that are going to be questioning people and hand them a picture of Bridge Guy to have with them, so that when you're interviewing anybody, you could even look at it. Does it make sense? Could this be them? And then say, yeah, we got a picture of you right here, and make up some story about it being a trail camera that shows them out there. Richard Allen, they had told him, listen, yeah, we know you're there, Richard. We got this picture right here. It was a trail camera. Thanks for being honest and showing up. And you say, yeah, no problem. Okay, put your hands behind your back. You're arrested. I mean, that's how it would have gone. It would have been the easiest thing in the world. It seems like they should have like these little meetings. Ray, let me do these ones. I don't know what you guys are saying, but I can see you tagging me. So let's see. Gray offers facts and common sense. I'm glad I'm not swayed by others' opinion. Gray gives us facts. So there you go. And then Lisa Valenzuela. The juror was on Murder Sheet. Gray talked about it at the beginning of the show. Yeah. I don't, it's just, I mean, the Murder Sheet gets good interviews and stuff like that. I can't argue with it. That's just, I don't know. I tried to get along with them, but they just, let's see. Amber said, yes, it's really good insight. They saw these facts that Gray has shown us. It's that podcast that starts with M. Yeah. What do you mean now it's happened again? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. They just, I don't know. I think the thing that makes me, I don't like them just, I don't know. I tried to like them again, but during the trial on their page, without me being on their page, somebody tried to post something I wrote, and one of their moderators on their Facebook page said, Gray's not credible. He's a guy. And I told him, I go, hey, why do you have one of your moderators? And they go, Gray, we just don't have time. We don't have time to deal with this stuff. And I go, hey, listen, they're absolutely discrediting me on your page. Can't you say, we don't have time? Who doesn't have time to message somebody in about 30 seconds? So I don't know, man. I'm not into that. If they really gave a shit, they would do something like that, but they didn't. So I don't care. And they were rude responding, and they didn't do what they were like. Yeah, hey, Gray, I know you can't go. We'll help you out. Then as soon as they get there, they just, we can maybe give you 5 minutes, or it's like, screw you. Just selfish. If you can't give them something, you're on the last of the list. But other than that, they do great. It's a good interview, etc. I can't complain. Yeah, it's wild. Hey, thanks, Misty Wolf, Tito, Stacy, and then Karen again said, you made tonight's target goal. A different Karen, I think. Well, we'll watch the Holman interview later on. Thanks, Gray, and for fluffy love to all the fluffy bums. Okay. Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. They're recommending movies for me. Yeah, okay. All right. I know Gray's got good content, but he's really rude. You mean like you, Rebecca? You ever thought about look in a mirror when you talk about rudeness? Yeah, you're one of the rudest people I've ever seen. Who the hell shows up to a channel and says that without being rude themselves? Yeah, I just tell you the truth here. If you don't want, if hearing the truth is rude to you, then that's your problem, not mine. Okay, I don't listen when I hear something I think is just, I don't know, man. I'm not going to pretend that it's really interesting. I know Zozo's she's very consistent. She's I get it. I totally get it, and I've been there. I'm back almost like that again, Yeah, go cry somewhere else. All right, thanks. I'm not. This is one of my first times here. Pretty new. I'm still just not sure how I feel. I don't care how you feel, okay? You know what? I don't care if I have to sit there and coddle you through becoming a channel member. I'm just not interested, or even a subscriber. Okay, I just don't care, Rebecca. Do you get it? The people I care about are the freaks that are here all the time. They're always here, and people that enjoy the channel. They appreciate what we're doing here, but we don't have time for people like you. Okay, you're just going to come in here and start whining right out of the gate. That doesn't work. It's almost scary that somebody does that. Look at me, everybody. Jesus. Yeah, you can grunt it. That's fine. Who cares? Let's see. Lisa Valenzuela, yeah, they like the weird cousins that you have to invite to create. That's right. I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm one of those. I get the thing all the time where people go, "Gray, you're so mean. You're so mean." No, I'm not though. I'm really not a mean person. There's times on here where people show up like. By the way, the way Rebecca just typed in up there, don't you think that's rude as hell? Yeah, I don't even know who this person is, and it's just. So of course I'm going to respond. Let the trolls for a bit before removing them. Gets the interaction up, and we got, it's fine. What do you mean, who got interviewed? I interviewed Jerry Holman. Well, and you ironically have the same two initials. I doubt it, Rebecca. I doubt it. I'm probably older than you are. Let's see. Yeah, so here's the thing, Rebecca. You either come here and you just hang out and just be like everybody else, and don't try to draw attention to yourself like you're really important of what's going on right now. I'm sure you're really important in your own world and everything like that, but we're just talking about this case currently and has nothing to do with you. So I'm not sure why you came in here talking the way you talk. It's pretty bizarre. Let's see. History makes my opinion. Oh God. Oh jeez. My IQ is okay. Get somebody block that person. They just came in as a troll. Okay. Jeez, just get rid of them. That's ludicrous. My IQ. Look at you guys. we just busted that person. My IQ is higher than all of you all combined. Oh my God. Holy shit. That was so obvious. That was a good one. Truth Sleuth comes up with the best images. You should see, like, in our little Facebook chat, like, she always puts these little GIFs that are like just absolutely insane. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, anybody else have any questions? And by the way, at the top of the screen is the StreamYard link if you want to call in and discuss any of the stuff we're talking about here. But I hope that the freaks are proud that, I mean, doesn't it just sound like we nailed it? You know, like, again, for God's sakes. You know, not only did we nail the case the whole time, but it turns out that exactly how we discuss it on this show, including what's not really important, is exactly what the jury came back with. I think that's pretty cool. It's just right here, you guys. This is the case. Want to see the case? I can, if I draw a line, it looks like that. The case is right there. Has this part over here, crime scene. That's almost irrelevant. It's just right here. It's from the abandoned CPS building to the first platform on the bridge, and then the end of the bridge right there. I mean, I could actually draw you what matters in this case is right here. This might be sort of interesting just to go like this. Watch. And that's it right there. Nothing else mattered. And let's see, we get the... See, right there. Isn't that amazing, you guys? That doesn't even include the crime scene up here, Sarah Carbon, nothing. It's right there. This is it. This segment right in here proves that Richard Allen is Bridge Guy. Boom, shakalaka. All right. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Karen. I'm going to watch the interview now. Will you be doing a member chat after the show? Oh, tonight? I don't think so. I'm going to do more of those, though, for sure. You know, maybe we can even do like the member show. Like, let's see. I don't know. I think I need to do earlier shows, though. You want to see something kind of interesting? Here, look. Here, I'll do a screen print of this. I mean, tonight's the same time as I normally do them, but let's see. It was analytics, audience. Yeah, right there. Yeah, so look at it. Check it out. This is my, I don't know if I can make that. Can I make it bigger? Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but this is 12 to 6. And the people that watch my channel, see the really bright colors in there? That's when people are normally, the people that are subscribed to my channel, it shows when they're on YouTube. And right here, it's like, so it's 6, 7, 8, 9, like 11 in the morning until 6 p.m. Okay. And then I start my show at 6 o'clock. So that means I'm operating down in this area. But I think if I was doing a show at like 12:30 or 1, I mean, shit, I'd be right in the golden time. So I don't know, maybe I would do 2 shows, an hour and a half during the day, and then maybe an hour and a half or whatever it takes in the evening. What do you think? I could still do the shows in the evening too, but yeah, I like the late shows also, but it seems like most of my viewers are hanging out between 12 and 6 on YouTube. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I would still do the evening show. I'm just saying I think there's a lot of people that, you know, aren't working or whatever. They're on YouTube during this time. Yeah, it's my time zone. So I guess if it was 12, it'd be, well, I don't know what that means, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess it is my time zone. So I guess if it was 12 my time, it'd be 3 on the East Coast. So if I did a show at 2 or 3, it would be inside of that, and maybe there'd be people already off work by that, 6 o'clock East Coast. Anyways, just something I'm looking at. Yeah, I like the later ones too. I'm not saying I wouldn't do the later ones, but. Mm-hmm. All right, what else out there? You got any other thoughts on this? Let's talk about some of these things. I mean, just look at that. That's it. That's the whole case. Nothing else matters. Boom, right there. Richard Allen places himself right at the beginning of this little diagram. And then he places himself right here when he sees the three girls and admits to it. And he admits to it because he thinks they recognized him. And then all of them see Libby's image matches the person they saw. So that's already him looking like Bridge Guy. And then Betsy Blair locks him into this area. And then Abby and Libby come down here. And then you see an image of him in Libby's video. And then he has him go down the hill. But he's already Bridge Guy right at this point. In fact, I would see, the thing is, I would actually lock him in as Bridge Guy. Well, I think it's really important, the image that's on Libby's video, because he's wearing exactly the same clothing that Bridge Guy. I mean, he describes the clothing as he's wearing exactly the same as the clothing that the person in Libby's video is wearing. That's it. Here, let me type in. Oh, there it was. I just saw that. He told investigators that he was wearing blue jeans and a blue or black Carhartt jacket with a hood. He advised he may have been wearing some type of head covering as well. He further claimed he saw no one else except for the juvenile girls he saw east of the Freedom Bridge. He told investigators that he owns firearms and they are his. Which one? What are we looking at here? I don't know if I've ever read it out of this direct. Oh, I guess that is that. This is that other. So if you do the Voorhees one, see, they cut out names for a lot of it. Hold on, I gotta scroll down. Thank you to Tank Meters. Your timeline should have been admitted into evidence as the standard timeline. Now, well, if they do a retrial, I'm definitely going to say, hey, I'll make you guys this, okay? Because you just need to use this to show what you're, just to look at. It's really simple that way. And I offered it this time. I said, hey, if you guys ever need an animation, they never responded. So I don't know. I sent an email to McClellan and never heard back. So I don't know. Now who sings the Ooh La La song? I guess we all do, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everybody. So what is it saying? What is Gavel Geek saying? Yeah, I can't see Gavel Geek's comments. I don't know. I don't see the one that you're responding to, Amber. There's people in here that are confused still? Literally? Oh. Kayla said, Gray, a bit off topic here real quick, but I'd love to see you go over your work from the Kanika Jenkins case one night. Oh, man. Geez, get back into that storm. That was crazy. I don't even see Gavel Geek in here. Like she was in there a long time ago. But Any word on how Bridge Guy is getting on in prison? He must be from Australia or UK or something. Hey, thanks, Quizzical. I think he's probably he probably feels a lot better now, right? Remember how terrorized he was when he was all by himself? Now he can be out in general pop with the rest of them. Maybe play some basketball, badminton, something. Ireland, see, I got it. How do you think I guessed that? Because you said how the guy is getting on in prison. Yeah, we don't say that phrase, but I know what it means. It's okay to be confused and have a different opinion, but you know you are a troll. Who are you talking to? Yeah, I don't mind. People can have different opinions on here. And by the way, I don't want any... I've said this before, so I don't want any opinions that we don't agree with blocked here. I just want people that are trolling, like the trolls that are... Like I don't even care if they're trolling with their stupid comments. It's more the when they insult the channel or people in it. That's when we block and remove the comment. I don't care if they say, they come in and say Richard Allen's innocent. It's just dumb. When somebody comes in and says Richard Allen is innocent, does it change anybody's mind? You go, wow. You got me there, man. I think you're onto something. Gina Powell, super sticker. Karen said, I personally love the night shows. I would love to do more night show interviews. I never get to watch the videos. Well, the videos are for you to watch whenever you want to go watch it. Yeah, you don't need to. You can watch those whenever you want to. Hey, you guys, we only have 3 new channel members tonight. Come on. Let's get some. Well, here, I'll give 5 if you guys give 5 too. All right, so here we go. I'm going to give 5 channel memberships out. Here we go. Where's the button? I don't know. It's not showing up. Let me switch over to this side over here. Plus. Weird. I don't know what's going on. It's not letting me gift. Oh, there it is. There. Wait, no. It let me super chat myself. Who the hell wants to do that? Huh. I wonder if they turn that off or something. For some reason, I'm not able to gift membership. Don't know why. Here, let me pop this thing out. Yeah, no. Doesn't let me do it. Weird. Strange. Oh, well. Sorry about that. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I can see it here. Like I'm supposed to be able to click it. Oh, wait. Never. I was hitting on the wrong button. Jeez, idiot. I was clicking on the membership button, not the membership gifting. Whoa. All right, here we go. Here's 5. Come on, you guys. Let's do another 4 now. All right. I just did the 5, and you guys do another 4. Get the one in there for Amber Maiden, and then we'll be up to 13. That'd be good, or 12. Yeah, I think you just click on the gift right there, and then select if you want to be I don't know, gifted memberships. Do not know. Matt, so we gave one to Connie, Rio, Heather, Scooby Dooby Doo, Right Reggie, Zoink. Anyhow, I'm going to watch the interview now. Yeah, you should. If you haven't seen the interview I did with Jerry Holman, You should go watch it because it's not the same questions that everybody else asked. It's my own questions, you know, things that I was wondering about. Some of it's about Keegan Klein, and you know, I'm sure I could have asked more, but originally he said he's got about a half hour, and we were already like at 49 minutes, and you know, I don't want to wear out my welcome. He seemed pretty good about like, oh no, you're fine, you're fine. Yeah. So. Yeah, here's the thing, everybody. The people like Brad, Rosie, and Baldwin, they can't do that. They got to go on to a show where they're just able to, like these interviews that they're doing, they just go out and it's like a soliloquy, you know. Nobody's going to challenge them on anything. Like I would love to ask Baldwin. So, you know, listen, Richard Allen said he got there at 1:30 to 3:30. He'd question that. He'd go, well, that just means he was saying between 1:30 and 3:30. Okay, but then why did he tell the police that he was there from 12 to 1:30 later on? He got confused about that one. Okay, so then he might even say that. Okay, well, he said he got there at 12 to 1:30. We don't think he got there at 1:30 and left at 3:30. We think he got there at 12 and left at 1:30. Well, how come those three girls that were there, they got there at 12:15 and walked all the way to the bridge, and then they didn't see him. And then when they were leaving, they saw a person that looked like Richard Allen, and Richard Allen said he saw them. So how does that work? They can't answer those questions because it's just, there's no out for them. I've been telling everybody that for a long time. Hey, thanks, Naomi, for gifting one too. And then welcome to Michelle or Amanda on that one. And then a blank slate gifted one to Tina Houston. And look at that. Kelly Snyder coming in big with the 20. Thank you. A super sticker. And then we got a blank slate. A blank slate's been here a long time. She's gone through a lot of different time periods in your life, haven't you? I mean, just like, yeah, she was in that band, amazing band that they were in. Parting, we play. You know what? I got called out on that Parting Glass song again. There's these people that go out there and it's just crazy what they do to get like the royalties for other people's music. So I can't play that anymore. Even though you gave me permission, it's just too much work. By the time they fix it, it's already... I know, they steal it. You know, you guys want to hear something crazy the other day? I had, during one of my shows, I had a blank 40 seconds. And somebody claimed the blank 40 seconds as... like they actually got my ad revenue for the whole show because they claimed the blank 40 seconds as their property. What a joke. Are you kidding me? Yeah, and when I got onto YouTube and they completely reversed everything. But why would I even have to do that? Didn't you guys have something in your algorithm that doesn't allow somebody to claim blank space? It's crazy. I know it is. It's insane. All right. What are we at now? Oh, cool. Yeah, we got another half hour. So who's calling in, man? Let's get some calls for that last little bit. I like talking to the freaks out there, or even if you're not. So what does Baldwin say, though? Do you guys hear the problem they have? They can't answer what I just said. They come up with incredibly low likely responses, and they think that that's reasonable, and it's not. And they'll just say, oh, Betsy Blair saw somebody else. And then you say, well, you know, and that's where it matters, where you say, well, she's 110 feet away, not 50. And she saw somebody and described him a little differently. But she said it was the same person in Libby's video, right? And then they'll say, but it's a different person. And then you go, but that's where Richard Allen was standing exactly at that time. See, Betsy Blair, this is what everyone's got to realize is Betsy Blair sees Richard Allen within 4 minutes of the time he was supposed to be right there at the bridge. And he was on platform 1, exactly the same platform that Betsy Blair saw him standing on. So how do you explain that? Where was Richard Allen, Baldwin? Where was Richard Allen when Betsy Blair got there and saw somebody else? Where was he? Because he had no chance to get past Betsy Blair by the time she got there. Where was he? Well, he said he went to a bench. You remember when he said he went to a bench and he sat there? Well, the bench you're saying he sat there, the one that you can look at fish sitting on, is the one right at the parking spot by the mirrors. It's right there. You go straight forward. She would have saw him sitting there. And then when she, and then she goes to the bridge and back, and then you could say, well, Richard Allen then snuck out the back way towards the Freedom Bridge during that time, but that would have him leaving at like, not even 2 o'clock. And you say it was there from 1:30 to 3:30. Yeah, you got a lot of problems there, Baldwin. And there's no out for you guys. I think it's time to just give up because you've lost your 2 bargaining chips. You were hoping that you could maybe get something thrown out with the bullet, if that had something to do with it, or maybe get something thrown out with Sarah Carbaugh, It's all gone now. That isn't what the jury used. They used the actual timeline and Richard Allen's words himself, for God's sakes. Let's see. Do you think possibly they can't answer some questions? No. No, they can't answer them because they can't answer them. They could answer whatever they wanted to answer. It has nothing to do with the appeal. They're just saying that because they want to avoid questions. Yeah, that's what they'll tell you, but they could easily answer the question. If you said, hey, so, how is it not Richard Allen that parked at the abandoned CPS building? When you see a car that has the specific rims driving by at 127, and then the 3 girls see him at like 133, 134. Yeah, that's a good point. We can't really get past that. So yeah, we admit he is the person they saw. Okay, well, where did he go right after that? What does Richard Allen himself say he did? Well, he said he went to the Monon High Bridge. Okay, well, it takes about 11 minutes to walk briskly to the start of the bridge, right? Well, okay. Well, what time would that be? Well, about 1:44, 1:45. All right, well, Betsy Blair parked her car at 1:47 and went right onto the trails and went straight to the bridge. How could Richard Allen have disappeared from that area? And then somebody else showed up there when she got there. Well, that's a good point. But yeah, but your description was somebody else. Yeah. Yep, nothing's changed. I'm glad the jury put it all together and came up with that. That's why the title is what it is. It's I've been telling you this. And I'm talking to not the freaks, but the people out there that never seem to listen. They just keep listening to the ramblings of lunatics. See, Gray, that's why we don't like you. Just because they have a different opinion doesn't make them a lunatic. Well, it does. Okay. In this case, the fact that you're out there selling garbage to your viewers, what's the saddest part is the comments. That's what this juror said. It's the comments underneath posts that she's just like, whoa. These people are, because she went to Reddit, if you can believe that. She went to Reddit after the trial. Even the murder sheet said, oh, Jesus. That's insane. That's the player saw Libby and Abby, yeah. So you pass him, and then that means Abby and Libby were therefore going to run into Richard Allen. Yeah, people are literally saying they love I know, yeah. There's this lady that was crying. I had a screenshot from it. It was so disturbing. It was like she's crying over what's going on with Richard Allen. They make it seem like he's just this guy that just because of circumstances was in the wrong place at the wrong time, you know? I do want to know why he didn't want to go to the lunch with his mom, but then rushes home and has a quick, a 6-pack, drinks 3 of them really quick, and then gets his jacket and rushes over to the bridge. So is he just hoping that there'd be somebody there on a Monday, what was it, a Monday at 1 o'clock? There was going to be somebody there, 1:30. All of a sudden there's going to be these. So you might have known that the school was off that day. Yeah, when are you taking off for that, Plato? Yeah, they don't know the case, these people. And all you have to know is this part right here, and the case is over. That's what I've been trying to explain to people for, not the freaks. You guys were all seen it 100 times. But you guys remember how cool that was during the trial? When we'd be doing the show, and, some nights we'd have like 600 people or so, and maybe 700. And then there'd be these people, and I'd say, who in here has not seen this? And do you think that, is it confusing why, the timeline about Richard Allen? And then we'd show it, and then almost every one of those people would go, oh my God, that's it. Like they got it now. They didn't need to keep seeing all these different random theories, etc. Thanks, G. Gunnett Palmer. What is your response to the defense team claiming the doctor's notes in his confession were leaked before they even knew about them? Well, I think it is possible that it was leaked before they knew about them. I heard about them from another YouTuber, as I explained. As I was explaining it, I said that. But the YouTuber also did not get them from Dr. Walla. It might have been, who knows where it came from. Okay, we don't know. I don't know what the source was that he got the information from. But it was also a year after. Okay, so think about it like this: Richard. What doesn't make sense in their theories is, how did I feed the van information to Richard Allen? Because the rumor that I heard was that Richard Allen, in a confession, told Dr. Walla, or I didn't even know what the doctor was. I just knew I heard that Richard Allen told a psychologist. That's it. That he saw a white van, I was told, but that's not what he said. He said it's just a van. Uh, 8675309s. I think her house is still up. They don't have any power still. Might be on tomorrow, she said. And by the way, why can't we hear rumors and stuff over the years? Like, everybody that's been involved in this case has heard different people say stuff, and I don't know how that got out to somebody, but what difference does it make? What material effect does it have that I heard about a rumor a year after it was said to somebody? It has nothing to do with anything. And by the way, how would that work? I would go, hey, so Dr. Walla invented what Richard Allen said. Is that what you're saying? And so she put in the van. The van was talked about on social media, apparently, for a long time, but it wasn't talked about as something, you know, that the killer saw or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are. I think it's possible they didn't know about it yet, but what difference does it make? To answer your question, Kayla. What they're crazy is that they all think that I'm friends with Dr. Walla, and that somehow I told her about the van, and then it gets made into a story. Okay, and the thing is Richard Allen apparently never said white van; he just said van. It just so happens that Brad Weber owns a white van, and that's the only van on the street because it's a private driveway. Well, I think people mentioned that Brad Weber had a van years ago, but it wouldn't be something that Richard Allen would look at and go, "Ooh, let me add that into the story." It just doesn't, you know. I mean, how would he have known, Richard Allen, that Brad Weber was driving his car by there exactly at that time? You see what I'm saying? Like how would he have known that? That wasn't in the discovery. I guess that's where the key is, you guys. Here's the key right there to that is that wasn't in discovery that Brad Weber was driving home at like 2:30, right on the private drive there. That wasn't in discovery. 227. It wasn't there. So how would Richard Allen have put the van into his story matching that? Because he said that a year before. Can I get a boom? Come on. I mean, that's it, right? So but that kind of factual information that I just told you, they don't care about. They'll just still say the same things over and over and over again. How would they have known? You see what I'm saying? The information about the timing of the van came out way later. In fact, it came out after the confession. So when they found out about the confession, they did investigative work, and that's when Brad Weber said, "Oh yeah," and they figured out that he got there at 2:27-ish, right? So how would Richard Allen have put that into his story? How could they have Googled it? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. See, and by the way, there's probably some trolls listening right now. They're thinking, "Damn, that was a good point, Gray. Jesus." But they still can't change their mind because it's just tunnel vision, cognitive dissonance. Can't do it. Can't do it. He could have Googled it. I think he could have Googled something about a van in Delphi. I mean, remember that weirdo minivan guy? He actually talked about a van, but he mentioned a van that was under the bridge, and he drew an outline of it, and all it was branches on a tree, and the angle of the van was like a cartoon. It was sideways, but it was a full picture of a van. You know, like when you do an outline of a character. I mean, it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. You remember that? Come on, Stacy, you remember that shit. Jessica Schubach remembers. She's been around that whole time. Elvis Fields, not Shields. Elvis Fields. Here's their big Elvis Fields. Look at right there. Look. They say in the early morning hours that there was a guy that looked like Elvis Fields right here. So therefore, it had to have been him 5 or 6 hours later over here because somebody looked like maybe it was him over here. I mean, it's the weakest shit you've ever heard in your life. There was just some unknown person here whose description the defense is using because it, mildly resembles what one of their Odinist people might look like. Yep, spit guy. Yeah. mind-boggling. Now it's kind of just the way it is. It's almost sort of normal these days. Let's see how many views my other video, my interview with Holman has now. Hopefully it's up to 2,500. It is at, no, just 2,400. It's actually 1,500 less than this live stream. How sad is that, you guys? Go out and watch the interview with Holman and share the video, everybody. My God. They're going to file, right? Well, once they file it, then that's when the court transcripts have to be out. Apparently, the information... Hey, Sharon, how's it going? Apparently, the... let's see, the... sentencing, the victim impact statements, etc. I've already paid for that. Hopefully that'll come out sometime pretty soon. We can go over all that. See how that went. Sharon Gornick. They're using the rumors to try to prove collusion between YouTubers and prosecution. Yeah, right. I've never talked to Dr. Walla in my life. Somebody just said, hey, Gray, I heard a rumor. And I don't know. That person also hasn't talked to Dr. Walla. But I don't know, maybe there's somebody in the prison or somebody like that that said something to somebody. Who knows? But, people talk in those prisons. So I've never talked to Dr. Walla. But knowing something after the fact doesn't change the fact. You get it? I talked to Ives. He said he didn't really want to do like a interview on TV or anything. I don't know, like a video, YouTube. Maybe I'll try him again. It's like what cheaters do. They accuse others of cheating. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When are you taking off, Plato? Coming up? Yeah, pretty soon, right? Are you guys going to do a FaceTime with me or something? Or no, I don't have that app, but when you get over there, Plato, you and Zozo, like do a Zoom, or maybe we can do how about we do a StreamYard or something? Like when you're over there, go, hey, Grace, send us a StreamYard link. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Oh, wow, $100 match challenge? All right, you guys want to do it? Because she'll match 100. Oh, wow. Sharon Gornick said she'd match 100. I guess that'd be from, and how about any way, even if you guys do, what is it? Channel memberships, like 20 channel memberships. How about I can probably set a new goal up here. How do I do that? Start another goal. All right. How about if we do 20 at 5 right there, and then Sharon matches 100. Yeah, even coffees too. All right. So there you go. We'll just put that up there. See how that goes. Why would I want to get onto Telegram and on Telegram? Jesus. Well, don't get started all at once, everybody. Sharon Gornick. That's too bad, because earlier we would have got to that, because it already got to that point. But she's saying from now, continuing on. All right, we got, let's see, what did we get from Plato? Just sent in coffee. Let me see what that's at. I didn't see the amount. Oh yeah, we're at 10. So Plato's sending 10 for the coffee. All right, so we only need 90 more. Come on, guys, let's do it. Might make up for some of these days we've had lately. All right, there we go. That's 10. Boy, you guys are all just hustling. Oh, they're all going to do it through the coffee. And then we've got, can't tell. Oh, yeah, no, 15 now. 20. We're at 20 right now because we've got Lisa Valenzuela do the coffee for 5, so that's 15. And then we got a gifted membership. That's 20. All right, Sharon Gornick, we're at 20 now. We're getting close. Oh, now we're at 30. All right. There we go. That goal thing doesn't really work that great because you can't say specific. All right, we're at 30. $35. Very cool. Thanks, Frida. Thank you, CR and Amber Maiden and Frida. So that's at 35 now. She said she's ready. Come on, you guys. That would really help the channel out a lot. 35. It would make up for one of our struggling nights. Just that amount right there. We've had 3 nights this month so far that are just like dramatically outside of the norm, downwards. All right, 40. Gina Powell got us at 40. All right. Thank you, guys. Well, and then we got another coffee that came in. Now we're at 45. Paulette Leonard. Hey, we're almost at 50%. Oh, another one. So 45. What's this one? Oh, and well, I can't tell. What's the exchange rate on that? Is that like 10? All right, 55, we'll say. And then did Gina's just come in here? Or is that another? That was just already there, right? So 55. Need 45 more now. Well, yeah, I mean, it was so gratifying to see or listen to one of the jurors basically saying what we knew for 2 years. Okay. And it's stuff that I kept telling everybody, and people go, Gray, you keep repeating the same thing over and over. Right, because that's it, man. That's it. The case is right there. All right, 55, you guys. We need 45 more, and then Sharon Gornick will match with 100. Oh, come on. Don't make this not happen, you guys. We got to do it. No, it's okay. Gee, I just want, if people can, that'd be great. What if I donate 45? I could gift 10 memberships myself and get us there. Would that work? Or does it have to be somebody else, Sharon? I think that'd almost be worth it. All this talk about coffee makes me want a cup. Okay, I can't do it. God, you guys. Jesus. We need 45 more. That's 9 channel memberships or 9 $5 super chats or... Well, Sharon Gornick said after she got here, if we get another 100, she would match 100, Sozo. Yeah, so we're at 55 currently. I'm not going to do it. So we need 45 more, and then Sharon Gornick will match 100. Oh, now we're at 60. 40 more to go. Thanks, Jessica Schubach. And Andre became, got a membership there. And then up above, who got that one? That was Day Tripper. And then Frida's went to CCC. Oh, 65. Hey, Sharon Gornick, we're almost there. 65. We need 35 more to go. From Andre to the Freak family. That's right. So currently we have 15 new members. Yeah, 35, right? 35 more to go. Do we get any more coffees coming in? No. Okay, so that puts us at 70. So 30 more to go. Oh, you! Come on! Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Yeah, even $1 makes a difference, you guys. Like, get 31s in there, we'll be able to do it. We're at 70 currently. Yep, pretty close. I might make a video tomorrow just on this stuff. Oh, look at that. We got Zozo. I'm not sure what the exchange rate is on that. So we'll have to say we're at 73. Oh, and that, wow. So let's see, before that would have put us up at 95. And then Zozo is 98. Hey, thanks, CR. Wow, that was really kind. So we need another $2, you guys. $2. CR gifted 5. Grays investigates memberships. We got Lele, Shay Leary, Terry Young, Mary Buchanan, and Jenny Ham. 1 coffee, 1 $5 one, whatever it is. I think Zozo got us to like 98. Although, we could just look at it like, oh, there it is. Gina Powell did it. Gina Powell. Oh, and then Gavel Geek jumped in there. For what it's worth, I only said the lack of transparency for whatever reason from law enforcement and the courts is causing, it's causing a lot of paranoia is what it's doing. The trial was transparent to the people that were there, so you look at it like that. That's it. We did it. Thanks, Gavel Geeks. David Arnold. I think we got to like 110. So, Sharon Gornick, we did it. Yee-hoo. Yeah, and if you're new, you just hit that little super chat button down at the bottom, as Sharon was saying. All right, we did it. I'll tell you when Sharon, wherever she sends it. I don't know where she sends it. Do you do the PayPals or what do you do? Thank you. Very cool. Yeah, yesterday my show was like a net loss of like $30, I think, because we donated $500 to the Red Cross for the people in California. Oh yeah, cool. Well, there you go. I'll let them know when it comes in. Thank you, Sharon Gornick. Very kind, very kind. I hope everything's going better for you over there. Yeah, that's really what it is, Gavel Geek, is that what Amber's saying to you is that law enforcement followed the gag order. The defense didn't. They just don't think it's fair that a probable cause gets to get put out, giving the state's theory. So they thought they would circumvent, and he did do that. He admitted he did that intentionally. They wanted to circumvent the gag order by putting out the Odin document. And so that's what that's what, when you say it's not transparent, I don't know what that means. And they also didn't want it televised or anything like that, so the jury could remain. A lot of errors happened. They didn't want the images of the girls put out there any more than they already have. Things like that. So they should be sanctioned for that. Yeah, I actually think my own opinion is the defense team was incredibly unethical in this case, and there's a reason. See what they're doing. When I think they're passive aggressive. They're like the classic passive aggressive types. So like, it's their behavior and that was going on that put the judge in a situation where she wanted to remove them as his attorneys. And then they go, "Hey, everybody, look what they're doing to us." It's exactly the same thing when you get the trolls who make a comment. They go, "What kind of pile of crap is this?" And then you delete them, and they go, "Gray deleted me for making a comment." Ooh, they make everybody feel sorry for them. But the truth is I think I consider that passive aggressive. Hey, thanks, Gina Powell. Well, we got there. We got there. You were the one that got us over the hump there. Well, you didn't have to do 110. Sharon Gornick said in 110. Okay, you just said 100. But yeah, we did get the 110 there, but we just went over it. But hey, thank you so much. She sent it in. All right, so I got it. Thanks, Sharon. That was really kind of you. Yeah. Well, it didn't backfire. I guess what's strange about it is they're so popular. Baldwin and Rosie and the little crew of people who just want to free a double child killer. We don't, Gray. We think he's innocent. How in the hell do you think he's innocent? What is it? Tell me the thing. What is the thing? Because you believe that, it's all corrupt. For example, I guess today, or let's see, hold on a second. Let me see this. I'll tell you guys this. All right, so this is new. Look at, watch this. Delphi police chief resigns amid scrutiny over traffic stop trial testimony. Delphi Mayor Cameron Yates said the search for a new police chief has begun. Delphi police chief Nate Lamar resigned Thursday night, days after a Carroll County judge said in a ruling that he was dishonest and misleading under oath while defending a warrantless vehicle. What does this have to do with the Delphi case? This guy has nothing to do with it. But they're saying, look at this guy. This guy has nothing to do with Delphi. And the Indiana State Police ran the show and the Sheriff's Department. This guy is a Delphi Police Department person. He has nothing to do with it. And what does it have to do with Delphi anyways? They're just saying, see, look, they're all corrupt, man. It's all... Yeah, they just try to make it seem like they're all corrupt. Everybody's part of this corrupt. Oh, these small little towns out there. Yeah. Thanks again. Sharon Gornick. Matched through PayPal. Yes, you did. I see it. Thank you guys very much. That was very cool to do. It actually kind of made up for one of those crappy nights that we had earlier this month. Yeah, nothing to do with it. But can you guys do me a favor and all go out and share the interview I did with Holman? Don't you find it kind of disturbing that it only has 2,400 views? I mean, that's just like almost accidental views. Like, oh yeah, you just threw out a video and it could be about Joe Schmo and you'd get 2,400 views. We've got 4,631 on this live stream. That's wild. So every one of you can go out there and share it somewhere. I would appreciate it. It's already got down to a level where it's going to get stopped being viewed at like 30 views an hour. That's terrible. Yeah. The Idaho 4 case is going to be exactly the same, everybody. Everybody out there thinks that, there's a whole crew of people. It's going to be the same people, Burkhart. Those guys, they're all going to sell to the public. You just mark my words right now. Burkhart, Mata, etc. They're all going to say Brian Koberger is innocent, and they'll talk to you about how can they do this and how can they do that, over and over again. Hey, thanks, Amy Lemoyne again. That's very kind, very kind. Yeah, he's even. Like, if I was, well, they're the same. I mean, Richard Allen's 100% bridge guy, right? And in the Idaho 4 case, Brian Koberger is 100% the killer in the case. His vehicle was spotted, a white Elantra driving around. He says he was out driving around. He just won't say where. Okay? But the Elantra was driving around. It makes 4 passes in front of the 1122 King Road address, driving back behind 500 Queen Road back there. You see it on surveillance doing its 4 passes. Of course, if you don't believe it's him, you'll say that car is a different vehicle, even though law enforcement's already said it makes the initial 3 passes. And you see it do all 4 of the passes. And it does all of the things that law enforcement said. It turned around behind 500 Queen Road and then drives back down and then does a 3-point turn at Queen and King Road and then drives back around. And then at 4:07 in like 50 seconds, you see it driving back around, probably parks at 4:08, goes inside the house, kills 4 people, exits the house probably at like 4:19, and then drives away at a high rate of speed. And then he turns his phone back on south of Moscow, Idaho. And then kind of leaves it on as he travels back home, thinking he's safe. What's this one say? I'm starting to think they know he's not innocent, which is why they're looking so hard at rumors and magnifying small gaps in prosecution's case, trying to find yeah, that's exactly right. That's what they've been doing this whole time, though. They've been looking for these little technicalities, these little things. Why are you looking for technicalities? Where are you guys? Like, how come we don't see a show where they come out and they describe what Richard Allen was really doing that night or that day and where he really was, and or even one showing that it can't be him here, it can't be him there, and it can't be him there, and they'll just say, well, they described somebody differently. But we all know people describe people totally differently because nobody knows that they're supposed to remember what somebody looked like. But yeah, that's a good observation. Kayla. No, I think we're good for the goal, Gina. I think everybody, had a decent night tonight. It's true that the phone jack on Libby's phone was accessed after them. No. Well, didn't you see my show the other day? Okay, hold on, Westmeister. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'll give you the answer. Here it is. All right, here we go. Watch. This is on Google when you search for the question. You ready, Westmeister? Here we go. Yes, it did look like that. But here's what really happened. Yes, a cell phone data can show that it's plugged into a jack due to water damage, even if no physical jack is inserted. And this indication can later dissipate or disappear as the water dries out, making it appear as if the jack was removed. You see that? There's the answer to the question. And so again, you'd have to believe, because here's the thing, the phone never moved after it was under Abby's body. So how did somebody reach underneath Abby's body in the dark and find that little tiny phone jack and plug it in? And then what do? Listen for a few minutes and go, yeah, ooh, yeah, nothing there. And then you pull it out. How is that even possible, you guys? It's stupid. So what makes the most sense is a little water got in there, right? Now, here's another thing that people need to look at. Defense people always bring this up. That Snapchat image. That's not really Abby on the bridge. They put her there because Libby's phone didn't even have it inside the cache of her phone. Well, here it is. A Snapchat image might not appear in cache because it was never saved there in the first place, or either due to the image being deleted before it could be cached, or the user having setting the limit caching, or because the image was originally viewed as a live snap that is designed to disappear immediately after being viewed, meaning it doesn't get stored in cache at all. Oh, wow. I mean, there's like 4 answers there of why there wasn't the image of Abby on the bridge wasn't in cache. Right there. Explained simply, easily. But man, those wackos, they're not going to care. Well, great. God, you know that prof guy? Jesus, what a lunatic that guy is. Jeez, he tries to act like he's like an erudite sitting up there with his, I was a professor of music. He didn't even know like this really simple word the other day. It's like, who the hell are you, man? You're just... Now, let's see. Crossing the creek makes so much more sense now that Richard Allen said the van scared him. Right. Also proves that Gray was right about the offender's original spot years ago. Yeah, it could have been, except for, when I was talking to Holman, he said he believes that it was right down here, but I think it was right there. I'm not sure how involved he was technically with that element, but I think it might be right over here. He thinks it was under the bridge. It doesn't seem like that'd be a very safe place to do that. If a screenshot of the picture is taken, then does Snapchat send a notification to the account? I don't know. I think it just, you send a snap out on your account, somebody views it, and then it's gone. I don't think it shows up anywhere. It doesn't show up in your cache, doesn't show up anywhere. It almost seems like that's designed for sexting or something, doesn't it? I mean, that seems pretty weird. Like, hey, look at this picture. Okay, gone now. I actually do pretty well with time zones, which is surprising. Yeah, when you, I keep missing when you say you're taking off. Isn't it coming up here in the next couple days? How come I don't see comments that people make? Oh. No, that thing up, that's just for buy me a coffee, Amy. Like some people send me these little coffee things, some 5, some 10, some people send 20, on that coffee, thing up there. But it's also like if you just type the word coffee in like this, a link shows up. It's also in the description of my videos. If someone does a screenshot, oh yeah, it sends a notification to the person you're sending it to, or what? If someone does a screenshot on Snapchat chat, a screenshot. I don't know. I mean, if somebody screen grabs your Snapchat, I don't know if it would do that on the ones I was just saying. The ones that disappear, I don't think it would do that. I've done it before and sent it. I don't know what that means, Pink Diamond. I've done it before and it sent a notification. What do you mean done what before? And unless you click the save button before you send it, it won't save the photo. And unless you click the save button. Yeah, I just read look at this part here is what I think they used. Originally viewed as a live snap that is designed to disappear immediately after being viewed, meaning it doesn't get stored in cache at all. There you go. That one. 100% what? I like Summer Road. I think that's what happened. It was they did the live snap. That's what I think. And there's no record of it or anything. Just gone. Okay, so you took a screenshot of somebody's picture, and then what happens? It sends a notification to the original sender? That just seems weird because all you're doing is just capturing a screen. How would they have anything to do with that? Right. That's what it's for. It's like it disappears. It's perfect for predators, right? Hi, Bloody. Well, the prosecution should have known that. They're the ones that didn't have an answer for it in the case. They should have said, oh, yeah, no. Because when they ask, why isn't the defense asked the prosecution witness, why doesn't the photo of Abby show up on Libby's phone? And he said, I don't know. Why not give about 4 of the different, these things I just read you as your answer? Just like, she could have done this, 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 or this. But I guess the problem with that is if you're saying there's a notification, well, hey, did you know it notified somebody? Did you check for that? No, we didn't check. Oh, we didn't. Oh, so they added the notification a few years ago. Okay. Now, but how would it detect that you did a screenshot of somebody's Snapchat and then send a notification to the sender? How does it know that you're doing that? That just seems bizarre. Because it's your phone that you're capturing the screen with. How would it know? How would the user who sent it know that you're doing that? Okay, you meant the state. You don't want on social media. Yeah. What does that mean, Truth Sleuth? You have your phone. Okay, so you're using a button inside of Snapchat to capture it. Because I was thinking you could just do a screen grab, like your phone screen grab. How would it know that? Well, how does doing a screen grab on your phone notify Snapchat of anything? Somebody said no up there when you screenshot like normal, and it how could it tell the person if you screenshot like normal? How is that possible? What does it say? Oh, somebody screenshotted. I mean, how would they know that? It's your phone. My kids used it. Okay, but what about in the situation I'm telling you about where it's a live snap? How about that one? Right, I know what it's for, Mountain Man. I'm not talking about that. They're saying if somebody sent you a Snapchat and you screen grabbed it, it tells the sender that that person grabbed it. I have Snap right now. If I screenshot someone's live story, it will tell. Okay, but what about the live snap that is designed to disappear immediately after being viewed? How about that one? Is that still going to send? I don't think that one would it? And I don't know what it was doing. How about in 2017? Somebody just said above, it's a new feature that it sends. Maybe that was a security measure that Snapchat put in just to sort of act like they're doing something. Like, okay, it'll send a notification. But before, in 2017, it probably wasn't doing that, right? No, it knows if you use your phone. No, it knows. What? No, it knows if you use your phone. Still will send a notification to the account. Still send a notification to the account. Yes, do a regular screen grab, but it pops up in their account. But don't you guys think it didn't used to be like that in 2017? And then is that saved somewhere? That notification that pops up that says Kayla has taken a screenshot? Is that an email that you get, or does it just pop up on your screen and then that disappears too? It still does what somehow? Man, we're all on rewind mode and stuff. All right. Well, anyways, you guys, I've been on here for 3 hours. I went an hour and 20 minutes extra. 3 hours and 22 minutes. Why don't you guys go out and watch the Holman interview? Okay. But that hasn't been around since 2017, right? Someone said they made that change. Yeah, there was that change in 2017. I don't remember what it was, though. There was some kind of a change of some sort. I remember that. It was just a few months after. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, you guys, I think that's going to do it. I want to thank everybody for, the amazing support tonight. You guys are awesome. We got Pink Diamond, CR. Let me do it over here. That's why I got this right here. Here we go. So we got Pink Diamond, CR, Jim Lon. Got Dickie D. Your interview was so brilliant. You're so smart. Well, thank you. Some people think I'm an idiot, but then Mark gifted a membership. Then Allie Cake. Then Rebecca Nolan. Logical thinking leads to truth. It is great to have your perspective, Gray. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think people do like to watch the entertaining, crazy theory stuff. I don't have time for it myself. Vicky Kennedy, Sandy Shirley, great interview. Gray was just re-listening. Thank you. Then Richard Watts. A blank slate. Cheers, y'all. Heart. And we got Alley Cake. Then It's a Crying Shame. Dre. Then CR. Super Sticker. Then CR again. And thanks for all your support tonight, CR. I think it popped up there 1,000 times. Then Carrie. Well, probably not 1,000. Carrie. Very cool. Then Karen. She's talking about Kathy Allen. She's just as delusional as he is. Throw her in with him. I wonder if the taxpayers get a discount on rent if we have them share a cot. You know, like 2 for 1. She knows it was him. That was pretty good. Got to give you credit for that one, Karen. G. Gunnett Palmer. Alan J. Thank you. Then Eve loves God, and he had a poo-poo. What a coinkydink. And then Eve loves God again. Then we've got C-Dub. Hope this helps, Little Gray. Keep fighting the good fight. Yes, definitely helps. Linda Howe, not feeling good, but thanks, Freaks and Gray. Over we put out those feel better prayer hands for Linda Howe. Eve loves God. Love the Mountain Man segment. Hey, Mountain Man, she liked your segment. And then Mr. Furley, not Mr. Roper. You have to be certified crazy to get into court TV. To get onto court TV right now, you have to be certified crazy. Then we got Amy Lemoyne with the amazing cat eye, which was the avocado dance. 2025 is the year of the freaks. We can make things happen. Yes, that'd be awesome. Then Amy Lemoyne again, 42 months. That's 3.5 years. Tito, 31 months, almost 3 years. And then Alley Cake, which is I'll Eat Cake. Tim Bray. T. Ninez. Then Tim Bray again. Then Gavel Geek. Okay, one more to go another hour. Can you talk about how Richard Allen got out of the area? I think I went over that. Linda K. We don't know exactly how he got out of there. So even if here's the thing, the killer got out of there somehow, right? So knowing exactly how doesn't really matter that much. Sandy Shirley. Come on, freaks. Let's go. Jessica Schubach, Troll Be Gone spray. We got Karen. I'm going to watch the interview now. Will you be doing a members chat after the show? No, I will not. 10 Camerits. Your timeline should have been admitted into evidence as the standard timeline. Now who sings the Ooh La La song? Quizzical Girl. Karen, Grant Hughes Investigates. I personally love the night shows. I would love to do more night show interviews. I never get to watch the videos. And then Gina Powell, thank you. Amber Maiden gifted a membership. Then I gifted 5. Then Naomi. And a blank slate gifted 1. Naomi gifted 1. Then Kelly Snyder. Then Gina Powell. And then G. Gunnett Palmer. Then we got CR gifted a membership. Then Amber Maiden. Let's get it done. Is this after Sharon Gornick? If you just type in Murder Sheet on Google, like Google, you go to their podcast. It's the last 2 that they did, or the one on the 10th. Yesterday, there was 2 that they did 2 on the 10th. They put out 2 podcasts in one day. The second half is the better, if you want to just hear what happened in there. And then Frida 657 gifted 1. Then we got Gina Powell gifted one. Kayla said, I just took a screenshot of a timed photo my sister sent me, then took a screenshot of the chat notification. After, I'll email you just reference. I know, but I want to know what it was in 2017. Jessica Schubach gifted one membership. Thank you. Then we've got David Arnold and Frida 657 again. Let's do it. That's when we're trying to get the Sharon Gornick matching. And Zozo jumped in there. Then we got CR gifted 5. That was 5 memberships. Then Gina Powell gifted $5. Then we got Gavel Geek. For what it's worth, I always said the lack of transparency for whatever reason from law enforcement and the court is causing a lot of the conspiracy theories. David Arnold. Jamie Angus became a member. Nice. And Amy Lemoyne again. Wow, thank you for your generosity, you guys. Then we have over here, we have Sharon Gornick with the 110 match the whole thing there. Then we've got Quizzy Cow. Actually, let me start. Anonymous, Toxic Tink, It's Just Bella, Gina Powell, Susie Clue, Misty Wolf, Stacy P, and Karen and partner. Karen and partner. Then Plato, Lisa, Paulette, Quizzy Cow. And there you go. You guys are awesome. Very cool, very cool. Let's see. And that was so kind of Sharon Gornick to match and do another role. That actually made up for one of the really crappy nights we had earlier. So that's good. That was amazing. But we need to get some more views on the Holman interview. So after the show, as a project, maybe tonight or tomorrow morning or something, go out and share the videos somewhere. Because I think that interview was pretty good. It had different information than the standard stuff you keep hearing all the time. It did get better later in the show. Well, the whole show was better tonight. I don't know what I don't know if it was the title of tonight's show or what. I think I definitely have to work on my thumbnails. Is there anybody out there that knows how to do those really fast? Hey, thanks, LA. Right at the buzzer there. But thanks everybody for being here tonight. I'm actually just taking off LA, but I appreciate your support. And for all those who live in California, I'm sorry for what you're going through. I don't think it could be anything. It's just an absolute nightmare, total, it's crazy to see Mel Gibson lost his house. Looks like Dennis Quaid might be losing his house. And, all these the coach of the Lakers lost his house. He was like crying. He had he's like this young guy with family starting off, and they lost all their memories, everything. It's all gone, every single bit of it. Yeah, it just sucks. All right. You just jump on when you see me live. Well, just check here every night I would say if you come here at 6 o'clock at night, there's a good chance, my time, which is, West Coast, so 9 o'clock East Coast. There's a good chance I'm live, so just come by here at like 6 and I'll be here. I should be better at putting a notification out that says, hey, I'll be live in 2 hours, Yeah, James Woods. Crazy. Oh, it's survived, yeah. What's weird is all of there's like these pockets of 1,000 homes burned into a pile of ashes, and then there's in the middle of it's just this house just sitting there. as if nothing had happened. Bizarre, you know. Maybe they did, some sort of upgrade or something. But anyways, thank you guys very much for the support tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys liked the Holman interview. And just know that on this channel, it's sort of a refuge for the people who want to be in a place where you're accurately working through cases to try to come up with the actual answer of what's going on. And we've done that in many, many cases. And there's often times where I diverge from even what most of the people in chat think. And I get I come up with the thing that turns out to be the reality. Okay. And those aren't very comfortable shows for me because I'm having to fight with my own people. Yeah. But after it was all said and done, they go, oh, shit. Okay. So, well, thanks, Pink Diamond. That was nice to say. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Get one of these hats. Look at it. These are awesome. Anyways, thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I've been doing this frequently for quite a while now. Wait, I got it. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a... There we go. I fixed crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector.
Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector. Ammo is gonna be a top protector.
Fool deflector, interceptor. Paranormal aspector with a vector.
Shut up, John Boy.
Well, Amber wanted to hear me sing.
I don't care what Amber wanted you to sing. No agenda, I no agenda.
Hey, I can sing if I want to, you dummy.
Gosh, John Boy, I'm gonna send you on a mission to reveal a true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Wow, you hear that? John Boy tried to jump in there and sing over Barry Lou because Amber Maiden said that, she said goodnight to John Boy, and then John Boy was like, hey, I'm gonna jump in here, and then Mary Lou got angry at that. It was like, how rude, Mary Lou.
It is not, Gray. I sing every single time, you bastard.
You're calling me a bastard now?
I sure am.
Well, that isn't very cool, Mary Lou. I just wanted to sing because Amber likes me. One of the only people that even likes me out there.
Well, that's too damn bad.
God, Mary Lou is I don't want to call her a name or anything, but... All right, we'll see you guys later, and be safe out there.